Hello.
What up?
Shit. Welcome to Lost in the Dark podcast, everybody. Here we go.
It's your boy.
Yep. Aaron is back in the crypt. Ladies and gentlemen, everybody. Aaron is back in the crypt.
Oh, shit.
Been a couple weeks. But we are here. It's Thursday, motherfuckers. It's Thursday.
It's Thirsty Thursday.
It's Thirsty Thursday. Week's about over. Maybe you got a day left. Maybe you don't. Either way, it's time to fucking party. Because this week was crazy. And it's time to fucking party.
It's been a week.
Cheers. The kickoff. Sadly, we're out of Michigan Dogman Moonshine, so we resorted back to the old Julian, the rum and coke.
Old Faithful.
Jesus, Murphy.
Dude, I wanted something to laugh at last night, so I started watching like the best of J-Rock.
Oh my god.
And then that led me to the Ricky-isms, which is just great.
Oh my god,
Some
yes.
of those are like, I don't know, they just had me rolling.
Who didn't like Leahy or one of them come out with a book that was like the shit dictionary or something?
I don't know.
I think one of them came out with a book, or maybe it was a book of Ricky-isms. I can't remember which one it was, but I think one of those is a book.
That's genius.
Yeah, dude, J-Rock is by far my most missed character besides Leahy now.
Yeah.
And, all right, that's where we'll start since we're talking about the Trailer Park Boys already.
Rest in power, Mr. Leahy.
Fuck yeah. Jesus Christ, he was a powerhouse. The Trailer Park Boys, okay, so I have the official thing right here. The Trailer Park Boys, they did not make the announcement yesterday. Netflix actually did. And, this is Netflix broke the news in its monthly email to the press detailing new arrivals for the coming month. And this is what they revealed to be released on March 31st, debut on Netflix. The Trailer Park Boys just got a lot weirder. Picking up where season 12 left off and higher than ever, the entire gang has turned into cartoons. This season will be Trailer Park Boys, the animated series. Yeah. So apparently they're continuing with the storyline, but it's just all going to be a cartoon now. And I don't like it. I'm just going to come out and say it.
Yeah.
Like it's here's the thing, like with me on this show, it's fucking like I'll fucking support and like everything. You know what I mean? It's hard to get me to go unless you're a band that has never done clean vocals and now you're doing clean vocals, or you're something.
What? Sorry, go on.
How was that?
Huh?
Unless
I'm sorry.
or something like this now, like because for me, part of the reason why I love Trailer Park Boys is because of the way it looks. The in the trailer park, the outside, nothing looking pristine and perfect. Like I love the way that show looks, because even though I've never lived in a trailer park, it looks like places I've been to and know. You know what I mean? Yeah. It looks familiar. It looks real. And there's that aspect, and then there's also the aspect of Ricky's physical comedy is a major factor for me in that show. And I don't feel physical comedy in cartoons is anything compared to it in real life.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Just going back to that video I was watching, with like the physical comedy and stuff, like, I don't know, just the part where he's like rolling down the hill or whatever with the shopping carts.
Yeah.
In one episode.
When he keeps trying to push him up. Yeah. Or in the episode where they're building the railroad track and Julian's car goes into the water, and then when Julian, Bubbles, and Ricky find it and go down and check the car, Ricky keeps on trying to walk up, and he keeps slipping, and on like the third time he's like, "Careful, boys, it's slippery down here."
Yeah.
It's so funny. Like that physical comedy just isn't gonna translate in a cartoon.
Yeah. I kind of feel like they just don't know what to do with the show now that it's taking such a...
I mean, look, I don't know. There's a lot of because here's the thing: is Trailer Park Boys hasn't said anything yet, officially, through their channels that I've seen. Now this is just some bullshit that I read online. I have no idea about it. All right, this is some bullshit I read online, but I saw someone say literally in the comments. Okay, so this is some bullshit I read online, straight up. But I saw someone say in the comments, "Well, what if this was planned, since that's the way they ended last season, and that scene had everyone in it, so that's the way that scene was always going to go, no matter what." If you think about it. What if this had been planned and this whole time, and they have they had enough of John Dunsworth's voice acting to make one more season with him as an animated character, because maybe he had laid down some of the vocal work for it already, or something like that. And then I'm thinking, okay, so then what you could do, since last season ended with all of them in jail turning into cartoons because they were tripping on mushrooms, then if you really wanted to, and if you had that and you wanted to use it, which I'd get it, then you make some animated episodes, and then either at episodes, because it's usually 10 episodes, at episode 5 in this season or the last episode, depending on how much material you have Ricky wake up from the dream. And it was all, this season was just a dream. I'd be fine with that.
So, yeah.
Like, ultimately, I'd be fine with that.
Yeah, I could see them doing something like that.
But that's just some bullshit. Who the fuck knows if John Dunsworth laid down any, it's literally just some random theory that I saw in the comments, and I went, well, that could be a way I could see it.
Yeah.
And, no matter what the situation, if the end of the season is someone waking up or them just turning back into normal, then it's like, okay. But
is it going to be like fully animated, or is it just going to be?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
It's literally going to be from where the last season ended. So when everything turned into a cartoon.
I don't know.
And I don't like it.
I guess, I mean, I don't know. Initially, I didn't really think too much of it, but then we were
I just thought it was a joke because they were on so much mushrooms.
Yeah. So I don't know. Be interesting to see. I think. I'm
gonna watch it.
Yeah, it is. They are kind of opening it up to do something. They could do a bunch of stuff that they wouldn't normally be able to do, but at the same time, like, part of the the charm or like the enjoyment of the show is the just how like poorly it's filmed, and just like the way it looks, like it's all like
the indiness of it, kind of like the feel of it that makes it like, I love shit like that. That's why I love Escanaba in the Moonlight. And
when you consider the first season was in black and white, wasn't it? The first episode.
No.
I thinking of something else?
Oh, no. Actually, well, not if you. The first shot of the first episode is in black and white, because that shot that was used in the very first scene of Trailer Park Boys was actually a part of another like episode. There's actually a pre-Trailer Park Boys episode that exists that you can find online. I forget what it's called, but that's with that. So yeah, technically the very first episode was Clerks-esque shot in black and white.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's interesting. Hold on just a second. Tell everyone what I'm doing.
Got some crickets. Be making noises.
It's that dragon feed.
But it could also just be, a hamster running on a wheel.
No.
Or like,
no.
There's
no hamster.
It's just, or like,
There be dragons here.
Yeah.
I've done a whole episode about myself and Dragon Malik, the demon from the east.
He's awesome.
Very awesome. So yeah, I'm gonna watch it, but I'm nervous. I don't like offhand. I don't like the idea. But I think that I don't see them just doing this for no reason.
Yeah.
I feel like there's gonna be. I don't think that it's going to turn into an animated show altogether. But it does worry me a little bit that I think this is the last season that they have contracted on Netflix. They could sign a new contract with Netflix and just continue it. It's whatever. But who knows? You know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe it's just a couple episodes that are going to be animated for all we know. You know?
Yeah. Well, that's why I was asking if they specified if it was the whole season or if it was just the.
It does say Trailer Park Boys the animated series is the title though, which makes me think it's more than just a couple episodes.
I wish they'd do another one where they travel
out of the park.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. I hope they do another one of those this year.
Because I mean, it's not like the core 3 are still in the show,
and sometimes Randy's there.
Yeah.
Or was he? No, maybe he wasn't. But yeah, I don't know. I'm still gonna watch it. And see, here's the other thing: is they do the fucking podcasting character.
Yeah.
And they have a video component of it. You know what I mean? So it's. And it kind of like they never really talk about the stuff that goes on in the show except for reference past things that they've done. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. It's interesting news, that's for fucking sure.
Yeah.
Interesting news. March 31st. We're gonna have to watch some Trailer Park Boys.
Yeah, I really didn't. Like you said, when I first kind of was reading through it, I was like, yeah, it could be. All right, I guess I don't really see the issue, and I was kind of thinking about. I was like, well, if it's gonna be the last, contracted season, I guess, it's kind of interesting that they're going that way with it.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I really think there's something, there. One of the things I love so much about them is because they are really good storytellers.
Yeah.
Sometimes they leave, like it is a little annoying, like that they leave it so open ended, but
yeah.
They are really good storytellers, and they know how to move the storyline. And
I feel like as long as the same writers and stuff are involved in it, then
it's still and it's picking up, and maybe this was a way for them. Who knows? Maybe we'll get like a million we'll get every guest that's ever been in it. Maybe Sebastian Bach, Snoop Dogg, Doug Benson, Tommy Chong, fucking Tom Green, you can't have Mini-Me, Vern Troyer.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Forgot.
But yeah, you could have a lot of fucking people in there and guests and stuff. Maybe that was a way for them to do it, because that's something that like someone could. You don't have to come to Sunnyvale to film. You could just record it at your studio and send it to us, kind of a thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Who knows? It'll be interesting, that's for sure. Some news, I guess. Is we haven't talked about the second leg of the Hatebreed tour that got announced. Pretty fucking cool.
Oh, yeah.
They're going out with, so the first leg, fuck, I should have that here, and I don't.
It's Fit for an Autopsy, Obituary, Terror, and I want to say, is it Cro-Mags?
Here we go. It's Obituary.
Maybe it's not Cro-Mags. Maybe they're on the second leg.
Oh, Jesus Christ, are you fucking kidding me? Oh my god. Okay. It's Hatebreed, Obituary, Cro-Mags, Terror, Fit for an Autopsy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fucking insane. That's leg 1. That's coming to Harpo's Wednesday, April 10th. We already have tickets.
Yeah.
It's over. It's fucking over.
I'm probably most excited other than Hatebreed to see Terror. Well, I mean, I don't know, just the whole bill, but specifically Fit for an Autopsy.
I hope you're excited to die.
Yeah.
That's because that's what the fuck is gonna happen.
Yeah.
We might not make it out of this alive, Aaron.
I'm excited to see a full scale show there, because I haven't been there and seen something like this. So I'm hoping that it's gonna be.
Oh, it's gonna be. They already said it's almost sold out.
Yeah,
so
I'm surprised it isn't.
Yeah, me too. Because be fucking chaos. Like, oh my god. Oh, I cannot wait for that. But leg 2 is coming back to Michigan Friday, May 10th at the intersection in Grand Rapids, and they're gonna have Hatebreeds bringing along Skeletal Remains, Prong, Madball, and Obituary. Again, I think, right? Yeah.
Madball.
So Madball, Prong, and Skeletal Remains are the new ones. And full disclosure, I am I'm just, that isn't enough to make me go to both. And having already bought the Harpo's one, I like that lineup more.
Yeah.
Because like a band like Cro-Mags, like here's the thing about the Cro-Mags. Every single one of my favorite vocalists cites the Cro-Mags as one of their major influences.
Yeah.
And I want to go see why. You know what I mean? I really want to see them live. And their lead singer was on fucking Joe Rogan. And it was a great episode.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it was a really good episode.
Yeah, I heard that.
I think he's the guy that, like, does, like, fucking walking tours in New York, isn't he?
I don't know.
I think that's him. But, yeah, he was fucking awesome on Joe Rogan. And I'm really excited to be able to see them live for sure.
I think Obituary is going to be sick.
Oh, fuck.
Because they're, like, old school death metal.
You know, I don't know much by them. I'm going to have to look them up.
I'm not sure if it's like a first pressing of it or if it's one of like the original copies of it, but I picked up a while ago a copy of Slowly We Rot, which is their first album, the first or second. It's really good. It's like super raw, I guess. I don't know. It's cool.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I was looking at it, and it's like some of the listings on it, and you know, like the stickers or whatever, and like some of the numbers are kind of different than what I've seen before. So I don't know. I'm not really sure how to tell if it's like anything specific or not.
Yeah, for sure.
So I just thought it was cool.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
Cause of Death is a good album too from them.
Didn't we see Fit for an Autopsy?
Yeah.
At Max?
Yeah, we played with them.
Yeah, you played with them. Yeah, that's
Which
right.
is why I'm excited to see them again.
Yeah. That's fucking awesome that we're gonna. They're good. Aren't they the ones with the song about the pipeline?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good video.
Black Mammoth.
Black Mammoth. Yeah, they were fucking good live too.
I've been listening to them a lot lately.
Oh yeah.
I recently got I didn't have it because it's for some reason it was really hard for me to find, but I finally got a copy of Absolute Hope, Absolute Hell.
Where'd you end up finding it?
I just ordered it.
From where?
Yeah, I think it was Merch Now. I think.
Okay.
A bunch of other stuff.
They got their stuff on there.
Yeah, their merch designs are really cool too.
It's fucking, like with Guar. Like I'm having a really hard time finding a copy of Violence Has Arrived and Scumdogs of the Universe, and it was just last night that I was like, oh, I should go to their record label's website and their what website do they use for merch and all that stuff. And I checked them all and it doesn't have it. Can you buy music off, like CDs off metalblade.com? Like, I don't know. I guess I didn't really spend much time on that website. Because, I searched Guar and all that came up was news articles. And I was like, well, that's not what I'm looking for.
I know they have a store. I haven't been on it in a while.
But if I had to guess, it would probably just be Metal Blade gear. Like Metal Blade shirts and stuff.
I don't know. Sure.
Though.
It's been a while since I've looked on it, but I think they had a music section. I mean, I would think.
You kind of have to. You're the fucking record company.
Yeah. So I don't know.
Maybe I should double check that. But Indie Merch Store didn't have any Guar stuff that I wanted. It was all out of stock. I was super bummed. But yeah, that's a fucking. It's interesting. Like when you're looking for merch or physical copies of music from bands, you really gotta dig.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like a lot of bands don't have them on their website or even on their Bandcamp. Or if they are on their Bandcamp, it's sold out a lot. The hard copies are sold out a lot of time. I'm like, come on.
Yeah. Well, I
want your music.
Yeah. That was the problem I kept running into with that Fit album. I don't know, every time I saw it, it was like out of stock somewhere, and it was usually out like on their website or on some other website, and just nobody had it and stuff. So when I saw it was getting restocked, I was like on it.
I mean, honestly, a lot of what I've been doing a lot of times is I'll because I like to get the special edition of stuff. Like if something comes with a documentary DVD, I want that version.
Yeah.
If it has bonus tracks, I want that version. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And that's one of the great things about Discogs is when you search it on there, like it'll say the name of the album, and then it'll have a little button on next to it that says X versions, like 4 versions, 5 versions. That's how many different versions have been released of that album. So on CD, on LP, the German release, the Japanese release, the US release. You know what I'm saying? Like, it'll have every version, and if there's any special editions and stuff like that, you can usually find them. But if you go on Discogs and you can't find the version you're looking for, then be scared. Because then, yeah, like, holy shit. Dude, those 2 Dahlia EPs, those 2 that came out before their first album, I think. You know what 2 I'm talking about?
Yeah.
The super rare ones. Dude, Discogs, $500.
I believe it.
But on like the Blastfiends, what's it called?
Yeah.
Blastfiends page. Yeah. Check it out on Facebook if you're a Dahlia fan. You want to be on this page, trust me.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's like their fan group, and they trade and sell a lot of stuff.
It does clog up my newsfeed a lot.
Yeah,
but
a little bit,
yeah,
but it's kind of worth it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm never unhappy about what I'm seeing, unless it's something I want and it's not for sale.
Yeah. Well, plus sometimes it's just like random posts by people.
Yeah.
It's just kind of funny. Like,
Yeah, like that fucking L'Oreal
yeah.
meme that was going around with Trevor's amazing.
Yeah, I saw that.
It's fucking hilarious. I should put that on Lost in the Dark's page. That shit is amazing.
Yeah.
But yeah, like that fucking that page. Shit. Why did I start talking about that?
The LP or the demos.
I found people posting on there that found copies of both of them in flea markets and shit. You know what I mean?
I've seen that too.
Like, that's what we need to be doing.
Yeah.
We need to be fine. We need to be digging through we need to go into the murky waters, Aaron. We need to go into the fucking murky waters and go to the trenches, go to the deep dark abyss to get this shit.
It's always in places that you don't think it's gonna be at. And like sometimes you just get surprised.
The annals of Detroit.
Yeah. You're at like a garage sale somewhere and you end up finding something like
especially
crazy.
I mean that's something that works for us as metalheads, because in order for someone in a situation like a garage sale or a flea market, if someone has something like that, in order for them to know what they have to be a metalhead. And odds are they're not.
Yeah.
So that works in our advantage, because then we'll walk up, find it.
Yeah.
It's $2.
Do you know what this is? No, you don't.
No.
Clearly.
No, here's $2. I'm going. Peace, bitch. Jesus Christ. Oh, yeah. So.
There's
we need to do that.
I don't know where you found it at. I'm not sure. There's somebody I follow or that follow, I don't know, friend of I don't know, somebody on Facebook that follows me or whatever. Found, I don't know, I think he said he found it at like a, kind of like the same deal, but it was like a signed copy of like their first demo.
Yeah, I think I saw that post. That's one of your friends?
Well, I haven't like met him
fully,
but I was just like Facebook friend or whatever.
All right.
It's kind of through that page and then through the band and stuff. He follows it and stuff. So.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I saw that and I was like, holy shit.
That means it was found at a flea market in Michigan.
Yeah, like that's a good ass find. Like,
that's the holy grail. Like,
pretty much.
That's honestly, it's not. Like, there is a holy grail that I held in my hands once at a used CD store, and I didn't buy it because I didn't know what it was.
Yeah.
But the holy grail of hard copy CDs is Eminem's Infinite.
Oh, yeah.
That is the holy grail.
Yeah.
Like, I held it once in my hands, and I let it go because I didn't know what it was.
What's that going for now? Do you want to talk about it?
You can't even find it. Like, even you can't. It's not even findable. Like, you know what I mean? And like for something like that, something that rare and that popular, there's gonna be it's too many fakes to buy online. You know what I mean? Like, that's one you gotta find in person. Like, you can so easily fake that if you wanted to.
Yeah. Go on eBay. I'm sure there's like 20 of them.
Yeah,
None of them are real.
Man, that's one of my biggest regrets in life, probably. But
I mean,
that was tough. I was an idiot. I didn't know what I had in my hand. They didn't know what they had in the show. Well, at the same time, at that point in time, honestly, because that was so fucking long ago, that at that point in time, it probably was valueless. Like the only CDs that have any value now are rare ones that have gained value in the past few years. You know what I mean? Like it's only been only just now did stores stop selling CDs pretty much officially.
Mm.
So
That's
the big box stores at least.
Yeah. Huh. I wonder if we're gonna start seeing like things that I don't know, probably I don't know, just more demand for stuff that like has been out for a while, I guess, and like
I don't know, man. Like everyone's making fucking vinyl. I don't have a specific problem with vinyl, but like if I could afford it, I'd collect it. But it's so expensive. Like it's like $25 a hard copy for that.
yeah.
And above all, though, my problem with vinyl is it disintegrates over time. It degrades and disintegrates, whereas the CDs don't, unless you play them constantly. Whereas if I just give them one spin to rip them off onto my phone, so I can Bluetooth it everywhere and just reserve the CD for, then it's good. So
I've been kind of back and forth on that. Like I really want to because there's just some cool stuff, and there's a lot of stuff that like you can't find in any other.
Oh, dude,
like super rare stuff and like B-sides and like just
the fucking in the I love the artistic value they're adding to vinyl. The metal bands are adding to vinyl. Like they'll come out with 10 different versions, but each physical disc will be like a different color, like different colors on it or different things, designs and stuff. Absolutely love that, and we probably at one point will end up starting to like look through for those and starting maybe get a vinyl player and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I'd plan on it one day, but right now I just want to have the baddest metal CD collection that I possibly can. And they're so fucking cheap. You know what I'm saying? Like, I thought about that the other day. I was like, because I was thinking about vinyl, and I was like, but for one vinyl, I can get like 4 CDs, for the same price.
Yeah.
Like, that's crazy. Like, for now, pretty much got to stick with the CD.
Yeah. Plus, I don't know if like it's tough for me to justify as well because I for one kind of same boat. I don't really have anything to play it on, but also like you can't like carry something like that around.
No,
and, like I can't play it in my car.
Nope.
I guess, or like
nope, never.
And
here's
so
the other thing.
it's a collector's thing for sure, but.
And honestly, like that's the biggest thing about it for me is the fucking the CD. I'm collecting CDs because look, when I started listening to music, that's how I listened to music. I used to go to school every day with a small CD binder and a CD player and headphones.
Yeah.
Like that's how I was brought up listening to music. So to me, that's how I listen to music even still. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I always buy the CD. So the CDs are from like that's how I grew up. That was from like my childhood. Whereas I feel like a lot of, besides these fucking these fucking hipsters, whatever. Everybody else that's into vinyl is into it because that's what they were raised on. You know what I'm saying? And I will admit, I love the vinyl sound. I do think it's a warmer sound, and I like it. I like it more.
Yeah.
But
have you ever? I think Metal Blade's the only one. Well, I don't know. I'm sure more sites do it or more like labels do it, but there are certain like they had a full LP stream of Ritual on the Metal Blade page where you can like listen to it as it is on
YouTube.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's really cool because that's
yeah.
That's as close as it's gonna get to like actually hearing it and stuff, and it is.
That's fucking awesome, actually.
Like the definition and stuff is crazy.
Yeah.
Honestly, which is why
I should check that out. I haven't heard that.
Yeah, it's. I don't know. I kind of. I don't know. I'm always interested in like the differences in clarity and just how things sound on vinyl as compared to like CD and because it's MP3 which on CD like MP4 or whatever, so it's the definition's only going to be so good, but when it's vinyl it's like
that's something that that is a factor that I wish because the MP3 is the compressed version.
Yeah.
And that is something that I feel like, I don't know, but I feel like we should by now have been able to get better at either compressing the original or making it somehow so just the original is more, you can put it on a phone and it won't take up all the memory. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, make it sound better. Like, why does the MP3 still sound not as good as a record player? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, it's because the sample rate and stuff is different. Like, everything is just different with it. Like, there's more, the file size can only be.
But with the technology, shouldn't they be able to make it, make it have that fucking quality? You know what I mean?
Yeah. All right.
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe, but I just feel like with the advancements of everything else, the fact that we're able to sit here fucking not in a studio and do something, make a podcast that sounds anywhere close to this good is ridiculous. So why, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
Yeah. There's a whole bunch of, information and stuff on it as far as like why and like what differences are and stuff. It's been, I'm not going to.
But like, I know there were like some crazy fucking musicians and stuff that tried to come out with their own versions of iPods that played like higher quality sound and stuff like that. Like, the whole thing was the sound. They ended up flopping and doing nothing, but that was the intent.
The Zune?
No, it wasn't. It was
those were sick, but they were short-lived.
I can't remember who it was. It was like Neil Diamond or something like that. Some musician like that. With that fucking, tried to come out with an MP3 player of some kind. It wasn't an MP3 player. It didn't play MP3s. It played some other kind of sound file that fucking was crazy.
Huh.
But it ended up a flop. I think it was just like a Kickstarter and it never took off or something I don't know.
Like the Soulja Boy game consoles?
I don't even
know. You about that?
Nope.
Well, long story short, the rapper Soulja Boy is he's got his own website or whatever, and he started selling like these knockoff game consoles for like $1,000, and it was like the PS4, and it was just preloaded with it's like one of those like cheap like $20 handheld games or whatever, like the things that you buy in the store, basically like the plug and play kind of things that just have preloaded stuff, and he was selling them to people as like the Soulja Boy console.
What
and like
a dick.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It was like huge for a while.
Jesus
until
Christ.
People are like, this is kind of illegal. Like, why isn't
the Soulja Boy console?
I think he put out like, I don't know, it was like a handheld, and then
oh my god.
Yeah, he was trying to pass him off as his own game console, but it was preloaded shit with a bunch of like.
There wasn't even a Soulja Boy game.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah, it was just preloaded stuff. So, but yeah, no, I guess it, I mean, really when you think about how far even just what we're able to do with like MP3s and stuff as compared to how it was back in like early 2000s, like when you downloaded from LimeWire or whatever, like you might get lucky to
Yeah.
It was pretty much the equivalent of like trying to like hear a song on the radio and record it onto a tape. You ever used to do that?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I mean, and that was, I remember doing that.
I used to record shit off a TV with a VHS.
Yeah, same. So there have been significant advancements in it and stuff.
Yeah.
So,
because fuck a VHS. Don't have to rewind dick.
Yeah, that's an old problem. Old
Be
world
kind,
problems.
rewind.
Yeah.
Be kind, rewind.
Did anybody ever?
Probably not.
No, I don't.
I did actually. My grandma had a rewinder.
What?
Just one little machine. You just put the tape in and it rewinds it.
Wow.
You take it out of the VHS player. The VHS player doesn't have to do it.
That was someone's job at one point.
Yep. Yep.
Getting like $5 an hour to rewind tapes at the video store.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, if you want to look at it like that, there has been, it isn't what it used to be.
Stores.
Yeah.
I miss video stores. I really do.
Yeah.
They were fun.
I wanna. Where's the last Blockbuster?
Well, apparently there's two. I heard of Preston just told me about one somewhere in the continental United States, out in like Wisconsin, or no, out in like Oregon, somewhere I think on the West Coast. But I read an article earlier last year that was about the last Blockbuster in existence, and it was in Alaska. So I know there's one in Alaska, and apparently there's one Blockbuster left in the continental U.S. But there are video stores like here in Lansing. We got a Family Video left.
That's
same in Flint, and Flint even Davison even has a locally owned video store called Paradise Video that me and Preston used to ride an ATV through the woods to. And yeah, fucking. So they, there's still a couple out there holding on. Fuck yeah.
What, do they not got Netflix in Alaska?
They might not. You don't fucking know.
I don't know what.
It's too cold to think. Like.
Yeah, you got to be pretty hard to live out there.
It's. Or stupid. Like,
yeah.
This is not where humans should stop.
No.
Like, why are you here? Why don't you just leave? Like.
I don't know. You ever like? I don't know. The what is that, like the Alaskan bush people or whatever? You ever watch that
my
shit?
fucking family watches that shit all the time.
It's crazy. Yeah.
And every time it's on, I'm like, they're a bunch of idiots. Why are they even there? Do they know they don't have to do this? Like, this is not the life that they have to have. Like, this is not where you should stop. This is like.
I mean, if you want to live off the land, and
there's a reason. Here's what I'm saying: humans came over to the North American continent through the Bering Strait, probably. And that's what the popular theory is, right? So there's a reason they didn't stop after they crossed the Bering Strait and made it to Alaska. They kept fucking going because they were like, fuck this shit. It's too cold. There's a reason they kept going.
Yeah.
People aren't supposed to live up there. It's not for people.
My dad's got it.
It's for polar bears.
Yeah.
Penguins.
Well, it's kind of sad now, really.
What?
Just, I don't know.
The decline of the polar bear?
Yeah.
They are vicious killing machines.
Yeah.
They scare the shit out of me. I do not want to ever fuck with dude, there was a fucking so like on the Bering Strait on the Alaskan side, they found a fucking bear. All right? I'm going to try to find this for you right now. They found this fucking bear, like a dead bear, and they found it, and I think it was like frozen, and they like taxidermied it. And they believe that this bear was it would chill at the fucking basically the border of the Bering Strait into Alaska because it figured out that was part of the human migration pattern, and it fucking would just chill there and wait for humans and just pick people off. Imagine making it all the way across the Bering Strait and having to deal with this thing. Hold on a second. Let me
I was saying it was sad because I don't know, I don't remember, I saw like a post about it or something, but somebody posted a picture of like, I don't know, like 20 years ago what like what polar bear looked like, and then flash forward like 5 years ago, and they just, I don't know, just because like the climate and everything.
It is fucked up, and it's not good.
Yeah.
I don't like what's happening with the fucking climate at all. Like, there, on the one hand, there was I saw an article that talked about recently there was some mouse, and it was the first mouse to go, the first mammal to go extinct due to the causes of climate change or something like that. I just saw this article going around. But that's on the one hand, and that's fucked up. And I don't know. Like, is it? Are we past the point of no return? Like, is there anything left to do? I feel like nothing really is even. I mean, small things have been done, but nothing big enough. Not even close.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, we've left such a big footprint. I mean, look at all the the trash and stuff that's washing up on the shores and stuff.
Yeah.
And so
It's fucked.
yeah.
It's fucked.
I don't think that there's it would take a lot at this point.
On the one hand. On the other hand, there are fucking super geniuses out there that are literally younger than us that are figuring this fucking shit out right now, and they're like have solutions and stuff, and it's fucking just a matter of time, hopefully. But that's on the one hand. On the other hand, there's this motherfucker that was also just on Joe Rogan called Forrest Galante, and he's like a wildlife biologist and tracker, and he literally spends his life basically looking for animals that are thought to have been extinct, like the Tasmanian tiger, Tasmanian devil thing, that like dog thing, and stuff like that. And dude, after he was on Rogan, I started following him on Instagram because he said he was going to this island like near Papua New Guinea that was an active volcano and shit, and he was gonna like be posting about it.
Who was that?
Forrest Galante, FORREST.GALANTE. Anyone that wants to follow him, do that on Instagram. Yesterday, he posted his find from where he's at, and he found a fucking tortoise. And it has thought to have been extinct for 113 years. And it's the first living specimen to have been seen in 113 years.
Wow.
Yeah. Like, that's one of the biggest scientific fucking finds in a minute.
That's crazy.
Like, that thing was thought to have been extinct for 113 years. And he fucking found one. Like, holy fucking shit. So, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
On the one hand,
wow.
But on the other hand, there's hope.
Yeah, well, there's always for every terrible thing, there's always something else that some other, for every cause of climate change or whatever, there's a new species that's been discovered.
Always silver lining.
Yeah.
Always a silver lining, and hopefully we get our shit together. And you know what? Honestly, like, I do think we are kind of at this cusp of a lot of things are about to change in a big crazy way, like in terms of automation, artificial intelligence, electric cars. I feel like all of these things are a few years away from becoming massively affordable, and it's gonna be interesting. That's for sure. Gonna be interesting. I'm excited.
Well, just hearing that shit about the podcast with Elon Musk a while ago.
Yeah.
I don't know. AI to me is interesting. It's really.
See, here's the thing: is what's weird is like he seemed kind of worried about it, but things he said also made me not worried about it at all, because he's like, I don't think it'll just be something that comes online. It'll be like a slow integration of there's this part, and then we'll invent this part, and they'll be able to talk to each other, and then this part will be, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's how we do things, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, it's gonna be a slow build. I don't think it's just gonna be like a War of the Worlds kind of deal right off the bat.
I don't think we're ever gonna be fighting robots.
Yeah, I don't either.
So I think we're gonna be all right.
Not in this lifetime. Anyway.
I don't think a supercomputer is gonna take over the world. I don't think so.
I mean, I don't know.
I don't think so.
Mark Zuckerberg's.
Because here's the thing: no matter what, the computer needs energy to be on. So how could it get energy?
Become self-aware.
Even if it becomes self-aware, it would become aware that it has to be plugged into something. That's its weakness.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Like, it cannot be unplugged. You know, it has to be drawing power from enough power to be that all-powerful machine. It has to draw enough power for that from something. And fossil fuel is finite. So
Well, Elon
it'll face the same problem we're facing right now.
Yeah. Elon Musk is going to build a supercomputer that doesn't die, and it's
See,
gonna
no,
be like,
he won't be the one. Somebody else will build it, and he'll be like, no! And then they'll turn it on.
and then we'll find out that it's just been him the whole time.
Him from the future.
Yeah.
He came back. Or some crazy shit. Anyway.
How did we get here?
I don't know.
What are we talking about?
I don't fucking know. Let's get back to metal.
Yeah.
Mark Morton's going on tour.
Hard segue.
Hard segue.
Hard segue.
Mark Morton's going tour, not coming to Michigan, but I did want to mention that he's going on tour. He's gonna have Mark Morales of Sons of Texas on lead vocals, Doc Coyle from Bad Wolves on guitar, Nick Villarreal from Sons of Texas on bass, and Art Cruz from Prong and Winds of Plague on the drums. Art Cruz also filled in for Chris Adler on drums on the recent Lamb of God tours.
Yeah, dude, he's sick.
Yeah,
He's
so
a drummer.
that's a pretty fucking cool lineup. I don't know the vocalist. I don't know who Sons of Texas are, but
When they Winds of Plague played the Loft a long time ago with As I Lay Dying,
Mhm.
I had a chance to meet him, and he was cool.
oh yeah, real quick, that's the bear I was talking about.
Holy shit! Wow.
Yeah, people. Keep in mind
That's-
how short a bear's back legs are, its
I was
hind
gonna
legs.
say, man.
This bear is standing up, and there are fully grown men standing next to it, and they are as tall as it. They come up to its waist. That's real.
No.
That's real.
No. That's scary.
Let's say
Like-
one of those guys is like. Let's say one of those guys is 6 feet. That's a 12 to 15 foot bear.
Yeah.
That is chaos.
That's two people and a small child
Yeah, that is
stacked
death.
on top of each other.
That is instant death waiting for you.
Yeah. You see that, like,
Before you die, that's the last thing you see.
yeah. Imagine like feeling like, so just like, you've made it. You're like, all right, this is sick. Let's see what's out here. And then you see that and you're like, well, end of the line, boys. I guess this is it. I guess you weren't meant to be go this far.
Nope. This is it, yeah.
God, that's fucked.
Run away! God damn it.
What do you do? What do you do in that situation?
Yeah,
You
in a time period where your greatest weapon is a spear.
I mean,
What do you do? I don't know, Aaron.
You light a torch, I guess, and run at it. I mean, maybe not. That's
Go for
probably-
the suicide mission?
That's probably pretty stupid. But I mean, if you're, Braveheart style, I guess, if there's enough of you.
I mean, yeah, if you got enough guys throwing spears.
But I don't think you can you'd have to. It'd have to be a pretty, strong throw.
Oh, you got. I mean, they spear throwers used to be able to take down fucking buffaloes.
Well, yeah,
Get
but
through a
that's
buffalo hide.
Yeah. Well.
You know what I'm saying? That's like as thick as skin. Like that's known. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
they're some of the hardest to take down. So.
But we're talking about like a 15-foot bear.
But I don't think their skin is thicker the bigger they are. I don't know, maybe.
Yeah.
But I think that, because you got to think, like, these are the masters of that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, this is all they do.
Yeah.
This is what they do for
That's
a living.
True. Yeah.
So, if anyone could do it, and one lucky shot in the eye and it's over.
It's always cool seeing like prehistoric weapons and shit.
Insane.
Yeah.
Fucking insane. They used to be able to pull shit off with that. Crazy shit, too. Like, take down serious fucking animals. Like, mammoths. What the fuck? A mammoth? God, that'd be crazy. That'd be crazy. Well, one thing we could talk about is the Grammys.
Oh yeah. We hadn't talked about that yet.
We did, but I want to talk about it on here.
Oh okay. I thought we didn't we. Oh no, that was Super Bowl. That's right.
Yeah, we talked about the
Yeah,
Super Bowl and
okay.
the fucking bowl. You know what though? I recently listened to the new D Snyder episode, and he made a point that was just hanging down in front the whole time in front of everybody. Did you listen to that episode?
Yeah, the classic rock thing.
Dude,
Yeah.
what the fuck?
I had
Like,
that same.
Literally
Yeah.
the shit they play during the games over the speakers.
Yeah.
In between every play is AC/DC, Guns N' Roses, White Stripes, fucking rock. And they never, Metallica even.
Yeah.
And they never, I don't know why. I think we definitely said Metallica and Guns. I don't know how we missed AC/DC. Like, that's the low hanging fruit that we should have picked.
Yeah. Dude, that would be.
AC/DC at the fucking halftime? Are you serious?
Yeah.
And D. Snyder was like, yeah, what if like AC/DC came out and played a song, and then Guns came out and played a song, and then they played a song together?
Yeah. History, man.
Dude, that would be insane.
Yeah.
That would be insane. He is so right. That would get so many views. Like,
Yeah.
that is shit that I would watch the next day, over again. You know what I mean? And if I found out it was happening, I'd watch it live. I would watch the game just to watch that. Like, holy shit. That would be fucking epic.
Yeah, that was. Second I heard that, I was like,
duh!
why hasn't.
Duh! You know what I mean? Like, that's so obvious. Genius. Genius D. Snyder. Genius D. Snyder. God damn it. Anyway, about the Grammys.
What about him? That's my thought, man.
Aaron was upset.
What about it?
Aaron was real upset about the Grammys. Why don't you tell me why?
All right. For one, I am happy that High on Fire did win Best Metal.
Did they really?
Yeah. I thought that was sick.
Wow. They're like actually metal. So they're a real metal band, so
let me pull it out just so
I don't listen to them. I've seen them at like a festival, I think, or open for somebody or something, but I don't really listen to them. I do love that new album cover though.
Yeah.
Love
it. Every time I see it or like we
makes
talk about it, like I gotta listen to that.
It makes me want it because the album cover is great.
Let me see.
Who are they up against too? I wonder. I knew they had a metal category, but I also knew that at one point in time Jethro Tull won that shit. So ever since then I've been out. I don't believe in it.
Yeah.
Especially because they only pick from a certain kind of metal usually. It's never like you're never ever gonna see a Dimmu.
Yeah.
Which has every right to be.
Yeah.
Considering their musical composition.
So the nominees were Between the Buried and Me, Condemned to the Gallows, Death Heaven for Honeycomb, High on Fire, Electric Messiah, Trivium Betrayer, and Under Oath on My Teeth. Now the only other band that would have made sense to me was Trivium, because I think they're the most commercial out of the line. Kind of like they've been around for a while, and like, they've been on the radio before. They're not,
Are we sure all of those are metal bands? Are we sure?
Yeah, I would say so.
Okay.
I would say so.
All right. I don't like that list. You know what? They can go fuck themselves, because not a single one of those was on we had 15 albums of 2018. Not a single one of those bands made that or our honorable mentions.
Yeah.
However, High on Fire did make a lot of other people's lists that I read.
Yeah.
So I'll give them that.
I really liked the last Trivium album too.
I'm not a fan of Trivium personally.
I don't know. They were big for me when I was like getting into metalcore.
Okay.
When the Ascendancy record was out and stuff. So, and I wish, I don't know, I've been...
Trivium, one time I saw them at a festival, because I know I was at DT. I was at DT and they were on the main stage. And they fucking did a cover of Master of Puppets. And
That was on Ascendancy, so that was probably
Okay.
yeah.
Well, I thought it was really bad. It made me really upset. I'm sorry. I did not fucking like that cover at all. And ever since then, I'm like, ah. But I always, for some stupid reason, get them confused with Testament. But now that I've seen Testament recently and stuff, I can like picture them and I know the difference hard. So I love Testament.
Yeah, I've been getting more into them. Their last album was super sick. I liked a lot of the songs on it. But yeah, Under Oath was another one that was kind of surprising to me, even though I didn't really like their last album because they kind of, I don't know, kind of stepped away from like what made them good to me, I guess. I don't know, because they had a really like Norma Jean kind of style, which I liked, that like post-hardcore style. Okay. And then, you know, with like some singing and stuff, but it was like catchy, and I don't know, it was just cool to me. I don't know, I have a soft spot for like early Under Oath, so that was cool to see. But best rock song, and here's all right. So
I just feel like I'm about to get angry.
So, Greta Van Fleet, Black Smoke Rising, Ghost with Rats, Bring Me the Horizon with Mantra.
I like that song. I'm mad at myself for liking it, but I like it. Rats! I only heard it like twice, but I was like, that's catchy as fuck.
I've never heard that song before.
That's how the chorus goes. It's like, rats! It's really catchy.
What is that? I don't know. It reminds me of something.
I watched the video. I was like, this is catchy as fuck. And he dances really crazy. It's funny.
It's Scooby-Doo Chase music to me.
Hey, yeah.
Ghost
kinda.
Yeah.
That's kind of what that song sounds like, but it's catchy.
St. Vincent.
I only heard it like twice, though.
Yeah. St. Vincent, Mass Education, 21 Pilots with Jumpsuit.
That's rock. That's what rock is right now. That's rock, really.
I mean,
that's rock. We go from AC/DC to that. We go from Guns to that. What is happening, people? I'm sorry. Like, okay. I don't know. I everything in me should love Greta Van Fleet. They're a Cinderella story. They're from a small town in Michigan. I should be super duper supportive of them. But they freak me out because of how much they sound like Led Zeppelin. And it also freaks me out that in the live performances I've seen them play and in some interviews, the lead singer will go in and out of this British accent. And
really?
Yeah, he'll like talk in like half a British accent sometimes. And I'm like, dude, you're from fucking Michigan. Like, what is happening? And his brother, who's in the band, sitting right next to him, talks just like you and I. Like, the rest of them sound like they're from Michigan, except for that one. I don't know what the deal is. I don't know what's going on there, but it just bugs me.
Sorry.
So.
Yeah,
I don't know. I just feel like there's like they're young. They're so young.
Yeah.
I feel like they don't even know who they are. So that's why something about them to me is coming off as fake.
Yeah.
And
well, I haven't really listened to enough of their music.
I've heard like 2 or 3 songs.
Yeah, same. To really form an opinion about them. But everything I've heard is pretty much, kind of what we're saying. Like,
and quite frankly, I think they made a big fuck up when they were like, no, Led Zeppelin really isn't that much of an influence to us. Like, go fuck yourself. What are you talking about? Like, what you should have done was on your first album, have the last track be a Zeppelin cover. Straight up.
Yeah.
Curve into it.
Yeah.
Accept it and love it. Like, that's what the write-up was and the Detroit Free Press about your show at the Fillmore. It was like we were at a Zeppelin show in the 70s. Like, that line was somewhere in that review of that show. Yeah. I remember reading it.
I think I saw that.
And I was like, that's not. No.
So I'm looking at, because I wanted to figure out some of the winners of the metal category in the past.
Oh, okay. Okay. Is Jethro Tull on that list? Playing the fucking flute?
Yeah, that happened. All right.
Mm-hmm.
But
Go on.
so did Rage Against the Machine.
Fuck yeah, they should.
They won in
God damn it.
97.
They were...
Sabbath won for
Powerhouse.
Iron Man in 2000.
Wait. What?
Yeah.
How?
Wait.
How's that work?
Recipients.
That album came out in like the 70s.
Wait, what am I looking at? Award for... Maybe I'm looking at something else. It says recipients, performing artist nominees. Where's the...
Recipients would be...
Yeah, that's... Yeah.
Weird.
Slipknot won for Before I Forget in 2006.
Really?
Yeah. Slayer won the year after that. Slayer won twice.
What?
Yeah. The same year that they were... Wow. I actually forgot about that. 2007, Lamb of God for Redneck.
What?
They didn't win, but they were nominated.
They were nominated for a Grammy?
Yeah. So 2007, the nominations were Redneck, County of Birchman, Mastodon, Ministry, and Stone Sour, and Slayer.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. And then the year after that was As I Lay Dying.
I wouldn't call Stone Sour metal, but fair enough. I could put them in rock.
Yeah,
they're
like,
comfortably in rock.
Yeah.
Hard rock, but rock.
Yeah. They've been nominated a couple times.
That doesn't surprise me.
Yeah. Priest won in 2010.
For what?
Distant Aggressor.
Who was that off the...
As the live version.
Oh, okay.
I didn't know you
cool.
could. Yeah. They were, yeah, Lamb of God, set to fail that year.
So Wrath won?
Well, it was nominated.
Oh, it didn't win?
Yeah, it was 2010. Sorry.
No, you're fine.
Yeah,
You're
fine.
But boo.
Yeah. Well, that, I don't know. They were, wow, dude, Ministry's been...
I mean, Ministry's a fucking... They're one of the godfathers of a genre. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't know. I'm looking at, I'm surprised at how many times they've been nominated. They've never won.
They've never won, though?
Doesn't look like it. Yeah.
Damn. The fucking Grammys are fucking over Ministry. Give Al Jorgensen a win. God damn it.
Tenacious D won in 2015. So that is one good thing.
We are the D, we are the D, we are the D, we are the D.
For Last in Line, which...
That's a Dio song.
Oh, yeah. Is it?
Last in Line.
Yeah. I don't know. They did a cover of that, so I want to check that out.
Yeah, I'll have to look that up.
That's probably
They were
awesome.
in a Dio video.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I forgot about that. They won over... Damn.
Jeez.
2015. They were nominated with Anthrax, Neon Knights, Mastodon, High Road, Motorhead, Heartbreaker, and Slipknot for -1.
Damn!
So they won over all of them.
They won over a Mayhem festival.
Yeah. Yeah, they
Literally
did.
a Mayhem festival lineup.
Yeah.
All those bands I've seen at Mayhem.
I didn't put that together, honestly.
That's crazy.
So, I mean, I guess, you know, aside from...
Now, okay, I'm glad you brought that up because that actually adds to what I was going to bring up. But what made you mad? Because we haven't even gotten to that yet. This was just okay, well, I guess the Grammys aren't as bad as I thought. But what initially gave you that burn?
Well, to be honest, I kind of forgot until you asked me that, and then I realized what we were talking about. They didn't talk about or even mention Vinnie Paul in the I don't know what they call it, like the memorial thing.
Ridiculous.
Yeah. And honestly, it wasn't until the other day when I was listening to the Metal Injection podcast, the Metal Sucks podcast. You might have heard it. They were talking about it, and they were saying that, you know, even though for the most part, you know, whether or not he was nominated or whatever, he always showed up. You know, he was always there taking pictures of people and stuff, and he was always a part of that, you know, of the show and stuff. And I mean, I don't know, like, it doesn't make sense to me.
Disgusting.
Yeah.
It's disgusting. He was a fucking legend.
He's an icon. Yeah.
Icon.
Even
Icon.
if you don't listen to metal, even if you don't, rock or metal in general, like you know who Pantera is.
You know who Pantera is.
Yeah.
You know who the fuck Pantera is.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Like,
So
it is disturbing. It's deeply upsetting to me. And when you sent that to me, I was like, we need to talk about this on the podcast because that is bullshit. But I'm glad you looked up what you looked up. Because the other night I decided to look something up. And here is the deal. The thing that they do on TV isn't the full list. That's just the ones they do for TV.
Yeah.
The full list is actually available on their website, and Vinnie Paul is included in that list. However, it still pisses me off they didn't give him a quick spot on TV. However, and I'll say, I looked up 4 musicians, 4 gods that have left us, and they to Valhalla, and there was one that I could not find on YouTube, the In Memoriam 2000, I think it was 11 or 12. It would have been to see if Dio was in it. I couldn't find the year for that Dio would have been in it. I don't know why I couldn't find that online, but I couldn't find it online. However,
what year was that? I don't remember.
It was he passed away. I think I know it was I think it was in December, and it was either 2011 or 12.
That seems about right.
I can't remember which right now. However, they did include Vinny online, and in the video on TV, they did include Lemmy and Dimebag. They did include both Lemmy and Dimebag in the video on TV. So,
but why would you not?
Why not hit Dime's brother? You know what I mean? Like,
just as important.
Yeah, straight up. Just didn't,
Yeah.
Admittedly, the only thing I would argue, the only thing I could see them arguing is what I should say. The only thing I could say them arguing is because Dime's death was a gigantic story, whereas Vinny passed away in his sleep, I think.
Yeah.
So,
it was tragic, but
it was tragic and unexpected.
Yeah, but
he seemed young.
Yeah.
Very sad.
I am pretty excited though, on one side of it, because I was looking up a while ago the list of 2019 albums that were coming out and stuff, and I guess all of the drums for the next Hell Yeah record were already done before he passed away.
No way, really?
Yeah.
So there's gonna be one more Vinnie Paul album?
Yeah. So the next
that.
album that they're putting out is the last stuff that he played on. So
kind of like how Chester just had that song with Mark.
Yeah. So I was pretty excited about that.
Yeah.
I'm not the biggest fan of them, but I've seen them before. They put on a sick show.
I've seen them. I saw them a few times. I saw Vinnie Paul.
I think it was with Lamb of God the first time.
Yep.
I don't know what the lineup was, but it was pretty awesome.
I've seen them 3 or 4 times, and every time I see them, I'm like, fuck, I need to get their albums. Like, they are so fucking good. So much energy live.
Yeah.
Bring that fucking crowd the fuck up.
Yeah.
Like, they know how to, yeah. Awesome. Awesome. I should go back and listen to more of them.
So yeah, I was excited about that.
Yeah, that makes me excited.
I knew that they were putting out something new this year, but
I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Lots of little tidbits. Lots of Mark Morton's and Chris Adler's saying Lamb of God is coming.
Mm-hmm.
It's coming soon this year.
He was back on that Metal Sucks podcast.
Yeah.
I don't know if you listened to that or not.
I think I did. I'm not sure.
Yeah. Kind of talking about it and stuff. I think I only heard half of it just because I think he was either on it before or I heard him. I don't know. He was on a different one, and it was kind of, I don't know. It was, more or less the same kind of information or the same kind of questions and stuff. So,
I actually read something earlier tonight some interview that he talked about it, and what he said was, I think sometimes when you have I think sometimes when band members start side projects, it's like out of like frustration or anger, and I don't think that's a good idea. He's like, I don't think that's the case with us at all. I think Randy is, because Randy's got a side project going right now. He's like, I think it's all just other. He said it brought doing his solo album. He's like, that made me, coming to the Lamb of God album made me more focused on Lamb of God. Made it so like, this is what I need to do for Lamb of God, and this is what sounds good for Lamb of God, as opposed to trying to fit all these other ideas I had through the Lamb of God filter. Instead, I put all those ideas in my solo album, and now I can just focus on what Lamb of God needs to be.
Yeah.
So my hope is,
man.
That means no clean vocals. Only brutality of the top qualitiest of brutalityest brutal.
We'll see.
Bring me back to wrath. Bring me back to ashes. God damn it.
Yeah, that was something that I do remember him saying on that interview.
Not back to. Bring me to it in what it would be today.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't want to hear, they don't want to play the same thing again. They want to make something new, and I want to hear what that is. But I want to hear it heavy.
Yeah. To me, like,
not that they've ever not been heavy. Jesus Christ.
Right, were you fully, like, how did you feel about the last album? How often you go back to it? Sturm
Not very.
Yeah.
Honestly, I keep
there's some bangers on it.
I keep meaning to go back to that and Resolution.
Same.
But I just keep buying so much other shit that I'm listening to right now that I
That's fair.
haven't yet. So, but I do plan on it, because I do feel like I need to go back to both of those for sure, because there are definitely some great songs. Resolution, I think Resolution has King Me on it, doesn't it? Yeah, that's one of my favorite tracks by them of all time. So, yeah.
Yeah, that one I'd put that one over the more recent one, honestly.
Hell yeah.
Just because of I like the way just like the production on it is.
Yeah.
It's really punchy, and it's really, it's just in your face most of the time.
Fucking loved Wrath though.
Yeah.
Wrath is a masterpiece.
That I found, more of that one than,
That was one of those albums that, like,
I heard Contractor.
Yeah, that was the first single.
Yeah. I was like, shit,
oh
this
my
is
god.
Be...
Fucking murder! Oh my god. Oh my god. That shit.
Randy's my favorite rapper.
Goosebumps. Goosebumps.
Yeah.
That shit is fucking fire, dude. Like, I love Contractor. Man. So brutal. But yeah, like, that's one of those albums that I remember everything about. I remember being excited about it, listening to the singles when they came out, all the build up, and finally going out and getting it on the day it got released, driving around with it. I remember everything. You know what I mean? Like, that's one of the, like, for me, that's one of those albums that's as close as it gets to, like, standing in line at the record store the day, like, a Back in Black comes out or something like that. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I loved that album. The first copy I got, I played so much that it broke. And then I had to get another copy.
To me, I think Sacrament's that record. Like, that was the first one that really, like, stuck with me, and I think it was mostly because of, kind of the same thing. Like, I was a fan of what Machine did with it. Because before, because they went back with a different producer. With On Wrath and Resolution. I think the last one too. But all of they
should get Rutan.
That'd be interesting. Huh.
Anyway.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know how that would work because he like
magnificent. It would work magnificent. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, you could yeah.
He just got such an ear. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? It would be awesome to hear him collaborate with a Mark Martin and a Chris Adler. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
As musicians.
Yeah, I feel that.
I think that'd be cool. But anyway, you were saying?
Oh, I don't know. Just like for me, Sacrament was just like I don't know, top to bottom. Like I could.
But like, were you into them before that came out?
Not really.
Yeah. See, that's
was,
what I'm
yeah.
saying. Like, I Sacrament was already out when I got really into them.
Yeah.
So Wrath was the one where it had the build up of like, oh, this is coming out soon. That's back. I remember their old website.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So do I.
Like, I remember what the Wrath website looked like and
Yeah.
shit. Like,
just seeing that logo for the first time, I was like, oh, that's.
Yeah, and there was like a fucking. There's something you could. There was like a thing you could like it and it like opened up or something like that when you could click on stuff and yeah, dude.
Oh yeah, and then they did the thing with the plagues, the 10 plagues.
Yes, yeah, that's what it was, like a flip thing.
Yeah,
and each plague was a different page on the thing or something like. Oh.
And then when the album came out, I remember like I think the first couple copies of it, like if you bought it on release day or like the first pressings of it, or I don't know, even if that's what you call it, I guess, but like it came with this card and you typed it in on their website and it was like a giveaway thing or whatever. I'm pretty sure.
Really?
Yeah.
I wonder if I had that. I definitely got it the day it came out. Damn, I don't remember that.
I was happy that I picked up the producer edition too, with all the isolated tracks and everything.
I was gonna say at one point I bought a copy where there was a CD with every song, but it was just one guitar, just another guitar, just the vocals, just the drums.
Yeah.
Like, that was dope.
To me, well, they did it with Sacrament too, and I want to try to find that.
Oh, Discogs.
Yeah.
You find it on Discogs for
I'll
sure.
see if I can figure that out.
You just got to go. I would guess that you could go to Wikipedia and it would tell you what that version of it is called. Maybe it's just called the producer version or whatever.
Yeah.
And you could then you just use that title and find it on Discogs.
Because that I could listen to the guitar tracks all especially for what is it? We Will Rise or whatever.
Black at the Cursed Sun.
Yeah. Maybe I should think about that for
a drum playthrough.
Yeah. Like honestly, I just had that thought. I was like,
Black in the Cursed Sun.
That's so
would
easy.
Be fucking epic.
Well, people have put them.
God.
They've put them on YouTube too, so you can kind of find them and stuff. So.
Oh yeah, there's tons. There's tons of fucking play. Especially, I've looked up a lot of guitarists and harps, pianos, playing metal songs.
Those are cool.
Yeah, I like those. But yeah, you should definitely do that.
Write that down.
But yeah, the next album I'm really looking forward to. And I'm looking forward to this side the Mark Morton album and the side project that Randy's doing. So I think they'll both be good. I pre-ordered the Mark Morton.
I should do that.
So if you do it on like Looney Tunes Records, you can find it on his Facebook page. You can find the link. If you do, it's like Looney Tunes Records or something like that. You'll get it with a signed booklet.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I pre-ordered that up.
It's such a different thing. I'm really just excited to see what he does with it, because I guess one of the things that he was saying is it's a lot of it's heavy stuff, but some of it is just like kind of experimental stuff.
He said it's not a metal album.
Yeah.
Flat out.
Yeah.
And I'm down with that.
I want
he's a guitarist, you know what I mean? Like I want to hear what he can do besides just metal. I'm interested in that.
Yeah.
You know?
He did the score for the I think either that or most of the music for the Palaces documentary.
Hell yeah, that's dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, that I've liked everything I've heard off of it so far, and I think a new single is actually coming out tomorrow.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah. So, and then the album comes out like next week, March 1st, something like that.
Fucking March 1st already.
Yeah, dude, holy fucking
We're moving right along.
We are moving right along.
What's the first show that's coming up?
The next show is like Monday the 18th, Children of Bodom at St. Andrews Hall.
Oh yeah.
On the Hext tour. Oh my god, I'm so fucking excited.
I still gotta get tickets for that.
Bodom!
If you haven't seen them yet, you need to do yourself a favor.
Oh my god, you don't know what you fucking missing. Holy shit. Bodom is, I mean, like, if I were to, for me personally, if I were to make a, like, a big, honestly, for me, it would just be a big three. Like, I would, like my big three, Burton's big three, would be fucking, like, from my youth, the bands that pushed everything forward. I mean, if I had to add a fourth one, it would be Iron Maiden. But so yeah, even though they're all from like the big whatevers are usually genre and time period specific, but for me as a youth growing up, my big four would have been Iron Maiden, Lamb of God, Devil Driver, and Children of fucking Bodom. Like, I got a buddy of Preston and I's, Travis, fucking showed us the first song we heard, the first video we saw was the video to Are You Dead Yet? And fucking instant hook. Like, we bought that album, fucking loved it. And I remember at one point in time too going to fucking FYE in Flint, and we bought like a handful of other Bodom albums too, specifically the first one. The first one and the green one, Hate Breeders. But the first one because it had fucking Lake Bodom on it. And that song is the fucking shit. But yeah, if I were to have a fucking big four for me personally as a human being, it'd be Iron Maiden, Lamb of God, Children of Bodom, and Devil Driver. And Children of Bodom, ever since the release of Blood Drunk, and I think that was like 2008-ish, ever since then, they have not come to Michigan without me being there. I've seen every show in Michigan for the last, this would be 11 years. I'm excited as fuck.
Yeah, every time I see them, that's sick. So
I mean, right now we're sitting in a room surrounded by 4 tour shirts of theirs. So that's 4 off the rip, and they don't come every year. So
yeah.
But yeah, and actually, some of them are doubled up because they were at some of these Mayhems. So
Yeah.
But god damn it, yeah, fucking, if you've never seen Children of Bodom, Jesus Christ, go fucking see Children of Bodom.
They're just a fun band to see live.
Oh my god, they're so good.
Depending on how intoxicated Alexi is, because he can do some rambling. Like,
he can also do some guitar flipping, and it's amazing.
That is, like, his playing and his soloing is just it's always just on point with how it is on the recording and stuff. So
yeah, it is. But now, something I wanted to talk to you about. And speaking of shirts, this seems to be an issue that's been brought up in the media a few times lately.
Oh.
Not just, oddly enough, it's a weird coincidence. Like a couple weeks ago, Preston brought this up to me, just randomly one night. And then I heard Dee Snider on a podcast. And then there was this news story about Gary Holt and Kim Kardashian.
And I kind of lost my mind last night.
Yeah, you didn't like
about
that.
it.
You didn't like that.
I was more upset because I kept seeing that story pop up, and I was just kind of tired of it.
Honestly, I'm not even sure what that story was. I never read it. Full
Yeah.
disclosure. I don't even know what they were bitching about.
pretty much the same thing. Like, he's just pissed at Kardashians, really, for trying to make a fashion statement out of metal. Like,
So the Kardashian. So what you're telling me is the Kardashian clothing line includes metal T-shirts?
I mean,
Like that seems to be what it would, based on the couple of bullshit headlines that I read. Fucking, that's the sort of impression I got. But what I want to know, I don't care about any of that. I don't even know if we're talking about the same thing. What I want to know is how you feel about that sort of thing. Like, how do you feel about someone wearing a band T-shirt that has never heard the band?
it's a cardinal sin.
Thank you.
I think
Thank you.
I think it defeats the purpose because, like,
Thank you.
why are you wearing something that you've never heard before? Well, like, what is?
I literally saw a video the other day where a guy didn't even know that Slayer was a band,
I saw that.
and he was wearing a Slayer
Yeah.
shirt.
Somebody was like, "Hey, what's your favorite?" He's like, "I don't know. I just like shirt."
Wait, he's like, "Is this a band?" I don't know.
Yeah.
And let me tell you how that made me feel. You ever listen to Cannibal Corpse? Like that.
Well, they've been in the news a lot, and no, I'm just kidding.
I like, okay. Here's where I'm at. And you know what? I usually don't get this crazy or this opinionated, but you know what? Fuck it. I'm going in balls deep on this one, motherfuckers. It's Thursday night. We're going balls deep. Yep. Cheers. If you do not own a minimum of 3 albums by a band, do not buy the shirt.
I'm gonna have to disagree about that.
I'm just going to say it. 3 albums minimum. 3 albums minimum. And me personally, I have to be especially into a band to buy a shirt not at a tour. Because here's my reality, people. Fucking every fucking T-shirt up to about a year or two ago, every T-shirt that I owned and purchased for myself was from a concert. I did not own a T-shirt from a store. I did not own any band shirts that were not from the show. Period. End discussion. That was fucking... If you didn't go to the show, you don't even deserve to wear the shirt. That was my thinking. If you don't go to the fucking show, you do not deserve to wear the fucking shirt. Period.
So what's your view on? And this is kind of a different discussion, but it has come up before, and I don't get it. I mean, I guess I get it, but I don't know. Like when they say like don't wear the shirt of the band that's playing to the show.
I don't.
I used to. I don't really care. Like I don't abide by it, but at the same time, like
I don't care about that rule
it doesn't bother me
because sometimes, quite frankly, I like seeing old tour shirts from the band that I'm seeing there. I think that's cool.
Yeah.
However, I rarely do it. I don't think I ever have.
Yeah. To me, it's not a conscious decision.
And
that I
because
make. Like
it is a conscious decision that I make, and I don't know where it came from, but I think Preston pointed it out to me once. And another point to it is at the show, like I just said, I'm going to be buying one of their shirts. So I might and one thing that was cool that I noticed throughout my time of going to shows, wearing the different shirts. No matter what show you go to, if you got like a Bodum, a Cannibal shirt on, a Slayer shirt on, at not one of their shows, someone's gonna be like, sweet shirt. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like it's you know what I mean? Like it's cool to fuck. Yeah, I don't know. I don't wear. I usually don't. I do 2 things. I usually don't wear a shirt of the band I'm going to see because I'm about to buy one there. And I usually don't listen to the band I'm about to see on my way to see them. You know?
Yeah.
So,
I'll give you that.
That's just my own personal. I don't know where that comes from, really. It's just my own. I think, honestly, they both come from Preston, and I don't know where he got them from. So
that's one of the more valid explanations I've ever heard for why, and it makes sense, you know.
I don't know if that was like a rule in the past. I don't know what that is. No one's ever explained that to me. But
I don't know either. It's something that I've just heard be discussed before on like, you know, like websites or whatever. Like,
really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't care.
Yeah, I don't care either. I like seeing shirts, and 9 times out of 10, people will buy the shirt there and then put that shirt on there. So most of the time, you'll see just the shirts that they're selling in the crowd. So
yeah,
whatever, you know what I mean. I don't do that either. That's why I either wear my cargo pants or shorts to the show, so I can put the shirt in the pocket.
Yeah,
that's a learned
yeah.
That's a learned thing I learned over time. But yeah, so I can, because that way you don't have to worry about carrying it and you can still mosh. That's really what it is the ability to get. At no point do you want hands occupied with anything other than a drink. At no point. You don't want to be holding merchandise. You don't want to be holding a bag at no point, because you want to be ready for action at any moment. This is you're talking. We're at a fucking metal show. Shit's real here. So.
See, I don't know. To me, I don't mosh all that much. Like,
even if you're on the edge of the pit.
That's true. Yeah,
even if you're on the edge of the pit.
Yeah, sometimes it is annoying to have to like watch over something all night, like to, you know, or to like have to hang on to something all night.
It is annoying sometimes, but sometimes in the smaller venues it's fun as fuck. Like, it's so, because it, like at the Buick City Event Center in Flint for the Soulfly show, the place is so fucking small, like the pit can never really get that big, and so people can't really like actually go hard, you know, into each other. So everybody's just having fun, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, those are cool.
Yeah, feel good ones, the feel good pits.
Yeah.
Not whereas, you know, if you're under the beating sun all day on the concrete in the parking lot, shit goes down. Like,
yeah.
But
I wish I'd have gone to this Soulfly show.
It was a really
sick.
fucking good show, dude.
Yeah.
And I think actually, let's look it up. Hold on 1 second. Luca is actually about to come back.
They're sick, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, check them out.
ALUKAH. And they just announced a tour that I was kind of thinking about, because it's in like June.
They got kind of like a Thy Art feel to them.
Yeah, I said on the last podcast, because I listened to them a few more times, if I had right now, because I've only had a few spins, but if I had to describe them some way right now, it would be if Thy Art met Cannibal. Because like his vocals, his highs sound a lot like Corpse Grinder's highs. And they got a lot of like Thy Arty stuff going on in the music and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But that's just off a couple spins, you know. It's not a very good description, probably.
No. It's really sick, though. I
Yeah.
like it.
But this tour, they're going on tour with Waking the Cadaver, Gorgasm, Jesus Christ, Cranium, Cognitive, and Lucra. And it's coming to the Sanctuary in Detroit in like June. I literally don't know any of those other bands.
Alex, a vocalist, singer, homie. First and foremost, just
the lead singer of Bogwraith.
Yeah, my homie. Just got off a Canadian tour with Cognitive. That was cool.
Oh, was he lead singer with Wormhole again?
Well, I think one of their guitar players was filling in, so it was him and Alex.
Oh, okay.
So,
oh yeah.
Yeah. So
Hell yeah.
That was cool.
Well, yeah, Lucra is fucking awesome, and that's one I don't know. I'll keep that in mind. I really, really like to see them again. So
I think, because man, Waking the Cadaver, old. They're old school. They're not like, I don't know. They're like, I want to say they're like early deathcore.
Really?
era. I could be
Okay.
totally wrong about that, but I think they. Let me look it up. There's something specific about them that I remember seeing that caught my attention about them.
Yeah, they Aluko really impressed me, and they even fucking gave us a fucking follow on Instagram. So big shout out to them for sure.
Yeah, man.
They're great, and I'm definitely I don't. It's possible that I'm going to be out of town the first week of June, so I don't know if I'll be able to make that show. But if I'm here, that's definitely something I'm going to look into. Because that sounds fun as fuck to see them again. And they're like, it looks, based on that poster thing, it looks like they're opening. And if they're fucking opening, get ready. Like, holy shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's going to be a throwdown.
Described as deathcore. They were like 2006, early 2006.
Okay.
So.
But yeah, so this fucking bullshit, and a point that D. Snyder made, and it didn't even like cross my mind until he made it, but this shit about the fucking shirts. Look, there was a point in time where you'd get the shit beaten out of you for wearing certain metal shirts. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he said that, and I was like, son of a bitch. And then I remembered being in high school and getting fucking made fun of every fucking day for my shirts.
I didn't, but.
And that like that never didn't even like I was like, yeah, I literally had to get made fun of to wear this shit. And now these people are selling it as a fucking fashion product.
Yeah.
Like, go fuck yourself.
That bothers me because it's just a money thing.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, this is.
This is hot right now. Guns N' Roses and AC/DC are back.
Yeah. But at the same time, this something that I was saying was.
They never left.
Like H&M has been selling Megadeth or Metallica shirts for
Sears.
Like 10 years. Yeah.
Sears has been selling Zeppelin and AC/DC.
Yeah. They still do.
Yeah. That's true. JCPenney.
Yeah.
Like, they all fucking had little Myers.
Well, to me, like that doesn't really bother me so much. It's when they're selling like cut up like fashion shirts for like
distressed.
Yeah, like cut up shirts for like $150 that are band shirts at like, at these big like fashion stores or whatever. That's what bothers me. Like I'm fine with walking into like, like a Sears or like a, some other store like, Meyer or whatever and seeing like a, like a Zeppelin shirt or like a Metallica shirt or whatever. That's fine. I don't have a
like
problem with
$10,
that.
Yeah,
that's cool.
It's like the Hot Topic. It's like whatever.
Doesn't bother me, but it's when you're overpricing and you're selling this stuff as something that it isn't, just to try to, because it's,
metal is not in vogue.
Yeah.
It's not what we do. We shit on
my
vogue.
culture's not your fashion or something like that. I don't know what that meme is.
Yeah,
but
that sounds
kind of the same
right.
thing. Like, yeah, it's just stupid. It's just a way for, it's a cash grab thing.
You know what though? At the end of the day,
and honestly, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, please do.
Like, if you're gonna buy one of those for that much, that's your fault.
Just go to the fucking tour.
Well, that's
go to the fucking show. And get the $20, $30, $40, $50 shirt.
No, I'm saying like if you make the conscious decision to do that, then that's on you. That's your fault for buying something like that and supporting that idea and that,
But if you buy that and don't even know who the band is,
yeah, that's another thing. But to me, like, I don't know, like, it's.
What's your favorite Slayer song? Is this a band?
Yeah.
Deep breaths. Red and blood.
It's always, yeah.
Oh man.
I mean, look, people are gonna do what they're gonna do. Like, it's
Pose
it's just
is gonna
preference,
pose.
I guess. Yeah.
Pose is gonna pose, right?
But to me, like, if you like something, like, why not support it and, like, buy the merch and stuff. But if you don't, then what's the point? Like, other than the fact that, like, I can't say that I've never been searching through, like, some, like, website, like, like indie merch or whatever, and seeing, like, a shirt that was cool from a band I didn't listen to, just because the artwork's cool. But at the same time, like, I'm not gonna buy it because I don't listen to it. Like,
I'm so critical about it that I have every album from a band, but I still don't feel I like them enough to wear one of their shirts.
Sometimes
I'm dead serious.
Sometimes
And they have shirt designs that I want real bad, like that I like a lot, and I'm just like,
I've done that.
I like them. I like them enough to buy their albums, but I just don't know.
Yeah. Sometimes, yeah, it's
like I have to. It's a uniform. It's not, this isn't just a shirt. This is a fucking armor. Like, this is the fucking.
Yeah.
Like, these aren't just bands. Like, these are what's going on in my mind. Like, you know what I mean? That's what it is about metal. It's more. You know what I mean? It's the one of the only forms of music that has a lifestyle associated with it, and that lifestyle literally has a coat of arms and a dress, not code, but like there are do's and don'ts.
Oh, definitely.
And we're real accepting, but there are do's and don'ts. And just there's so much to it. You know what I mean? So
sorry if you're hearing a bunch of movement. This arm won't stay where. There you go. I'll just leave it like that, I guess. I was trying to sit back with it, but it's not like so.
Well, I mean, yeah, the fucking.
But to me, like, I don't know. On the one hand, it does bother me, but on the other, it's like I'm not gonna do it.
Well, it's for me. It's like I've got no problem with people getting like a little riled up about it, because what it's gonna do to the fans like us that hear about that shit is make us go, all right, well, if they're making Metallica, Guns N' Roses, AC/DC shirts like that for bullshit Kardashian whatever, and that means it's time to bust out the Cannibal Corpse, Cattle Decapitation, and Black Dahlia Murder shirts in full force, nonstop.
Yeah.
Because that's where we need to go now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so, and on some, well, no, never mind. But yeah, like, I feel like it just, on some level, puts us deeper. It gives us, I can't be too mad when there's something from metalheads to fight against and stand up for. Because that's what we're best at.
Yeah.
So,
I don't know. To me, maybe
that's why this is a controversy right now, because it's been so long since we've had to really like face any kind of censorship or anything like that.
No. I don't know. It's always been interesting to me as far as like businesses like why you would even want to do that, because you're like isn't the average person that shops there, like, do they why are you trying to fake it and try to sell a design to somebody I don't know. I don't get what the point of it is. Like,
and why aren't we mad at these bands for allowing them to use their logo?
Oh, because they probably got some, it's probably like a trademark thing.
Yeah.
Because with it,
they probably don't control it.
Yeah, like you don't see more like underground bands doing that. It's usually that gigantic, mostly like Megadeth,
yeah, the stadium
Metallica,
bands,
yeah, the ones that have like the household names.
Yeah,
I think But it's you're trying to sell it off as like a fashion statement, and I mean and even that, to a point, it kind of is, because it's what you associate with it. I wouldn't say that. I mean, I don't know. I'm kind of rambling at this point, but I kind of get what I'm saying. Yeah. Like, what is the point? Like, why are you trying to sell a Metallica shirt for $150 at a store that is like, that's not your target audience? That's not your, Well,
I mean, when you are who decides what's fashionable, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
When you are the playmaker, then that whatever you put out, your brand, your target audience goes after your brand, not necessarily the products.
Yeah. Well, that's the other thing is Metallica is, that's, I mean, I don't know, I mean, technically, that's, you could, a band is, that's your brand, really. And when you forget that, it's music at the core of it, and what it stands for and what it really is. Like, when you forget that and when it gets replaced by, a dollar sign from a big company that just doesn't care, that's just trying to sell it off as something that it isn't.
Mm-hmm.
That's the bigger issue than just why is it happening, I guess,
Yeah.
So I don't know. But at the same time, like, I'm not going to go out and buy something like that. So if you do, then that's your fault.
Yeah.
Because you can easily find something like that for way cheaper if you really wanted it. But at the same time, like, it's just why? Like,
because they don't know. They don't listen to the music. They don't understand any of it.
Well, I'm more asking, like, why? I mean, I guess other than the design is cool, like,
there's no fucking metalhead that would be able to afford a shirt like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, and I'd like to see how well, let's say, like, a Cannibal design ended up in one of those stores. Like, really? What do you, like,
if a Vince Locke image, then we'd have a problem.
Yeah,
then we'd have a serious problem.
Yeah. So that's what I mean, like,
because Vince Locke better be getting a major kickback for that.
Yeah. So I don't know, like, it's just, it is what it is, really. I mean, I have a problem with it in some sense.
I think you're right about the whole trademark thing, though.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, they probably didn't say, yes, Sears, you can use our logo on shirt. It's some trademark deal.
Yeah.
The company that owns something else, and whatever, this and that.
How many Master Puppet shirts have you seen?
Yeah, Ride the Lightnings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every Sears in America.
Yeah.
Has one. It's like, so. But
I
think it's more so, like, is it more of, those bands are more like cultural.
True, because they also
icons.
had, like, Bob Marley shirts right next to them.
Yeah. So I think that's more the thing.
Led Zeppelin.
Yeah.
Sabbath.
And to me, with that sort of thing, I mean, families, younger kids, that don't know where else to get shirts and stuff.
Yeah.
It's a easy.
They hear those bands on the radio.
Yeah, it's an easy way for them to pick something up like that.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, I'm not gonna say that the artwork isn't cool on it.
Oh, it fucking is.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, it is.
So, I don't know. I mean, if that's like, and that's what I mean. Like, that I don't have a problem with. Like, that's not the issue. So, I don't know. But at the same time, like, if you're gonna buy something and you don't listen to the band, and it's like, what are you really doing? Like, what do you? And it's the other thing is, like, it's more of a support thing. You got me kind of on a roll here, like, and I'm just kind of, I don't know, going with it. But, like, it's more like a support thing, like, if you're wearing something and it's because you're supporting it, then
yes.
Isn't that the real goal? Like,
when you have it on, you're a walking billboard.
Yeah.
Be careful what you choose.
Yeah.
Make sure you can defend it.
Yeah. and it's real easy to get caught up in, so let's, and like it only makes you look ridiculous if somebody walks up and is like, says something, and you're like, what, like mentions like a song or something, or like asks you about something related to it, and you can't back it up. Like, that's when,
yes,
I mean,
you have to always be ready.
Yeah.
For a deep cutter to come up and drop one on you,
Yeah.
and you have to be able to respect. Oh, I was there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, like it I don't know.
You
like,
gotta understand, motherfuckers.
Understand. Isn't the point of wearing something because you support it and you enjoy it?
Yes. That's what it is in metal. That's what it is in our community, in our culture, subculture.
Yeah.
100%. So, if you didn't go to the fucking show, don't wear the fucking shirt at the end of the day.
What I was gonna say is I kind of disagree with the 3-album thing, because a lot of times either, they might not have that many.
Hey, but that's my one exception. That is my one exception, is if they don't have 3 albums out, then, but also if they don't have that many albums out, that's actually more reason to buy the shirt off the Bandcamp, maybe not at the show, to support this band. You hope to support them to get them to the point where they can go on tour and come to your town, and then you can get a tour shirt.
Yeah.
That's a different situation. That is the exception to my rule.
Yeah.
And I said I was going to get extreme. I don't care if people disagree with me. It's my rule. 3 albums and see them live. And I don't even get the shirt off unless it's a situation like that, which I do. There are bands like Bogwraith, Recorrupt, or Accursed Creator where I will fucking get the shit off Bandcamp to support them and help to get them to the next level. But outside of that, if I didn't see them live, I don't own the shirt.
Yeah. I don't know. Well,
flat out.
Sometimes, I don't know. To me, I don't really think about it like that. I think about it as, if I hear something that's cool and I end up buying the album and it like sits with me for a while, I'll decide upon whether or not I want to make that investment.
What that does to me is make me excited to see them, so I can get the shirt at the show.
That's fair, yeah.
And if they're not coming, well.
But I mean, how many times have there's a bunch of old bands that don't tour anymore that you're just finding out about that are really sick.
Then in those situations, go to the band's website or their official merch site and get get a cool Old Maiden shirt. I get that.
Yeah.
That's
what we're really saying is it's about support, and it's about
it is.
Yeah,
100% it's about support. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Because that's I mean, what else is there, I guess?
But here's something else. Aaron. Here's something else. If you fucking wear a tour shirt to a tour you did not attend, you can go straight to hell. Because then if I see that shirt in public and I come up to you and I go, dude, I was at that show, and you go, oh, I just bought the shirt. I don't know what'll happen.
No.
I don't know what'll happen. I'm not promoting violence, but I'll be very upset.
All views on Lost and Dark podcast or not?
I'm gonna have to come up with some some kind of good fuck you line to say if that ever happens in this situation.
All views on Lost and Dark podcast are expressed specifically by the individuals and are not
100%. And I said that from the beginning of this rant. This is fucking just me, but I'm just saying, holy shit.
Like, to me, I guess I don't care, because like it's really like what I would do. Like,
yeah, these are just my personal rules.
I don't.
And things that bother me and probably nobody else. I don't care.
Yeah. It is, it does kind of put a bad taste in your mouth, and you're like, what are you doing? Like, but I don't know. there's a whole bunch of exceptions and shit, but at the end of the day, like,
There are.
you know, the point is,
Like, what do you do if you live in a place where bands never come?
yeah,
Then support them by buying the stuff off their website. But it's about support.
yeah,
At the end of the day, like, because why am I at the show?
yeah,
To support the band, to see the band live. And I've been in this shit long enough to know, guess what? Not that much of ticket sales go to bands. Most of their cut at the end of each show is from the merch
it's
booth.
all, yeah,
From the fucking merch booth. So that's where I go to support the fucking band.
yeah,
And only in this past year have I really gotten into buying a t-shirt and something else, like getting into other kinds of merch, because there's a few other things that I've been wanting lately, and I don't really want to buy them from a third party. I want to buy them at the show.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Which means I might need more pockets in my car.
I don't think. Well, you have to start wearing. Well, you start sewing pockets on, or
merch pockets,
or try to like solely bring like be the one that brings back like the trip pants. But like, dude, hey man, like I never owned a pair. I always thought they were just insanely overpriced for what they
were
are.
Probably.
You know.
I never owned a pair either.
When I was in middle school, I wanted.
I liked the fucking wallet chains. That was my thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Loved walking down. Ching, ching, ching.
The worst.
School got pissed at me though.
How many times did you get stuck on chairs?
Oh my god, dude! What is that? I thought that only happened to me. Holy shit.
Nope.
I was like, this only happens to fucking me. No, it's because you're the only asshole in the school that wears a wallet chains.
I used to have. All right, so I had a couple of them, but I doubled them up, so I had two on the other side.
Me too.
Yeah. And it was like, it's actually kind of ridiculous now thinking back on it, but like when you go to like sit down, you have to like pull them towards you, and then like sit down a certain way. You have to like wedge yourself in there so that like you had to be quiet, and then like when you got up, you had to do the same thing. So it was this whole big like movement. It was
so much extra unnecessary work just to look like a badass.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's like,
but hey, I mean, how many other kids had wore metal shirts at your school when you were in high school?
Mostly just like my friend group, I guess.
Yeah, but how many were there? 10? If that.
Maybe.
Yeah. So maybe 10 kids in your whole high school during the 4 years that you were there. So that's a total of 7 or 8 different classes.
Yeah.
That were there. And you guys were the only ones. In my high school, I was the only one.
Yeah. And really, like,
you gotta do it.
Yeah. I like, it was an everyday thing for me if I could help it.
Yeah, absolutely. You gotta keep it alive in high schools, kids. Like, hold the guard. You are the new guard.
I had, like, I was one of those kids that had a Slipknot shirt for every day of the week. Legit, like, and like I don't know. I had ones I didn't wear, I guess. Like if because you got those, like, somebody like buying them for you or whatever, and you just
Fuck yeah.
But then it was it was kind of after that when I was like, well, like that's cool, but there's other, you can buy more than
shows.
just yeah, you can be into other music.
But I will say, like, I never was into that because, like, Slipknot was at that point in time for me back then. I was not that into Slipknot because Slipknot was on the radio. I wasn't into anything that was on the radio, and to me, it was like a more tame version of the metal that I was listening to, that was getting popular and looking but somehow getting away with looking as extreme as the metal that I was listening to.
Mm-hmm.
However, being far removed from that now, I fucking love Slipknot, and I can't wait to see them this summer and get my first Slipknot shirt from the tour. So
yeah, dude.
I always loved like I like the because their shirts always looked almost like crazier than the ones that I wore, except for like Eating Back to Life and stuff. But
they have a really good aesthetic. They can do a lot of stuff with their designs and everything. But like, and I was just honestly just thinking about like I think it was because it was so easy to find like those for that band, because I was into a lot of other music.
Yeah, Slipknot shirts were everywhere.
But yeah, it was just easy to find those. I was just really into them and stuff. But I listened to a bunch of other stuff at the time, you know. But they were definitely one of the big,
Oh yeah,
one of the major bands for sure.
One of the fucking what do we call them? Those ones that
I don't know.
Yeah,
Gateway
bands.
Yeah,
Yes. One of the gateways.
Yeah.
Yes. There we go. Yeah, definitely. They're fucking great. First 3 albums are incredible.
You know, and like they've put out stuff that I haven't been like the biggest fan of. Like I wasn't, I mean, All Hope Is Gone has a lot of really good like a lot of good songs on it. And I still go back to it and stuff. It's not my favorite album, but like to me, I mean, I could really, like the newest, the most recent one, the Gray Chapter.
Oh yeah,
is super good. But it's all like, it's I guess it kind of depends on like what style of theirs I want to hear.
Fair enough.
Because each of their albums is really different as far as like stylistically and stuff. Because the first, and even like the first album is really like. It kind of like teeters on the just the like the new metal style of things, as far as like the super like hip hop influence, like the all the samples and stuff. It's still really heavy, and then there's Iowa, which is just like the heaviest album they've ever written.
Brutality.
Yeah, one of the heaviest albums that ever exists. In my opinion, I think. Well, I guess that's up for debate.
And his relentlessness.
Yeah. And then there's Volume 3, which is always, I hold that in the same place as Sacrament.
Yeah, I could see that.
That was really where it started. Like, I remember hearing Duality for the first time. And so, I don't know. They're like, I don't know. I've talked about them on damn near every podcast we've ever done. So.
Well, I kind of bring them up too.
Yeah.
But
So
it's because I like to hear people talk about one of their favorite bands and big influences and stuff.
Yeah.
Because I know there's a lot of people out there that can like maybe if it's not Slipknot, but they can still relate from their favorite band. Like hearing you talk about it, I can relate to it thinking about Iron Maiden. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's a good point.
But yeah.
And to me, from a drumming standpoint, like they were just doing.
Oh my God!
They were doing stuff that like.
That's a really good point too.
Yeah, that inspired me when I was in bands doing stuff.
Like Slipknot or not, you have to appreciate their fucking like percussion They have a percussion section. They're a metal band with a percussion. Let's just look at that for a minute.
Yeah.
Like they have a section.
Yeah. Like there's other bands that have done it, but they have a way of adding it so that it's a whole other,
like element.
Yeah. So I don't know. I could, aside from, the whole what does Corey Taylor think on the internet.
Oh yeah.
Deal. I mean,
well, he's a big star.
Yeah.
So.
And I was kind of, I mean. Like it or not, he is the singer of Slipknot, Stone Sour. He is one of the most like recognized frontmen, if not the most, in hard rock and metal.
Yeah,
for good reason. He's definitely
extremely talented.
Yeah, he's earned it. So, but it's in that same point, it's I don't always care that you think Imagine Dragons is worse than Nickelback. Like I don't care that it's just.
Yeah, like give us news about the next album.
Yeah.
Like that's what we care about.
Yeah. I mean they have it's a good mix of stuff, but at the same time it seems like 90% of the time it's more
not enough.
Yeah.
I want to know a title. I want to see some cover artwork. I want some tour dates. But the tour's been announced with Volbeat Behemoth. It's gonna be awesome. I don't understand Volbeat, but Behemoth, fuck yeah.
And Gojira.
Oh yeah, and Gojira, fuck yeah.
I have been waiting to see them forever. Yeah. Every time I've had the chance to, I missed them.
That'll be good.
I've either missed them or they
don't tour the U.S. very often.
Yeah.
That's got to be crazy for Behemoth. One year you're on the Slayer tour, the next year you're on the Slipknot tour. That's big.
And you're
off the heels of an album.
Yeah.
Like that's
and a headlining tour.
Yeah, and they headlined the U.S. Yeah, we saw that.
Which still is probably like in my top shows I've ever been to.
It was a great show.
Yeah.
It was a really good show. But Bodum might upstage him at St. Andrews. I'm just saying. Get ready. Because Bodum's going to be... But Bodum doesn't have as strong of an opener. I'll give him that.
That's... Yeah. And I don't know. To me, I have a hard time talking... Like, comparing their two live shows because they're completely different in their, in their style and in their production.
Yeah, that's true.
Bodum is definitely... that kind of like, more like thrashy, like, just like, let's have a couple beers and like throw down in the pit, kind of like, and just kind of just get into it and stuff. And Behemoth is really like,
let's burn some Bibles.
Yeah, it's a production.
Full scale production.
Yeah.
Well, and I would argue sometimes Bodum is that.
That's fair.
They definitely have that.
Yeah. But
sometimes it's a little bit just a backdrop and them,
And that's cool.
Oh yeah.
Sometimes
it's still fucking amazing.
Yeah, sometimes it's, I don't know if I would want to see that kind of show from them. Because I feel like it just wouldn't make sense to me.
Well, like Live at Stockholm though. Did you ever watch that?
I've heard the album for sure, but I don't think I've ever seen the.
You should watch. It's on YouTube. You should watch it, especially the fucking Live at Stockholm Hate Crew Death Roll. Watch that.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so fucking amazing. They do this whole fucking like a breakdown in the middle where it's like just like the doof doof doof, get everybody clapping, and Alexa's like, "We're the hate crowd." Oh my god, the whole crowd starts singing it. Oh, it's amazing. I love that shit. But yeah, they have like they have a really great stage set on that one. And I think I saw... Yes, I did see them once on the main stage at GT, and they did have a pretty big stage set. But yeah, it's usually only at the bigger shows.
Yeah.
But who knows? This is a tour off a new album, so maybe they'll bring something. Because the last time we saw them, it was just it was the 25th anniversary tour. So
yeah. I always like the fact that they do the color stuff with each album. Each album's a different color.
Yeah, and I like this new one a lot.
Yeah.
It's a crazy fucking design.
There's a lot of bands that have done that same thing, but they just, I don't know, with the whole Reaper thing and the
they have like their own Eddie.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's fucking awesome.
That's cool. Like they're always one of those that like every time it's I hear they're doing something, I'm always excited to see like the artwork and stuff, because most of the time
Me too.
Most of the time, what it looks like is kind of what goes with the feel of the album too. Yeah. So that's cool.
Yeah.
And I think we've, more consciously have kind of followed suit with that, with stuff that we're doing.
Raw Grave?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
So not to weave that in there, but yeah. So it's, I don't know, it's cool. But yeah, they have definitely a different feel with it. And they have, it's really recognizable, I think.
And literally, like, I've listened so far to every single, like, little video they posted with Lexi talking about each track, So they play a little snippet of each track in each one of those. All of them sound fucking like really good. So I'm really excited.
Yeah, the few singles they put out for it have been just awesome.
Yeah, I like them a lot. So, and hopefully we'll get maybe one more before the album comes out. The album comes out March 8th, so just a couple weeks away.
I enjoy hearing singles and stuff, but at the same time, I think too many kind of spoils the album.
Yeah, I could see that. That's fair. But I think this is like a 14-track album.
Is it?
Or maybe like 11 or something. I don't know. It's pretty long. So.
Well, it's a little different, I guess.
But I think the 14-track is a couple bonus tracks, but I'm not sure.
Yeah. Yeah, that's something like, to me, if I see, something like the first one I'll usually listen to, just kind of gauge it and kind of see what happens, and then if I don't particularly like it, like initially, then maybe I'll check out the second one. But a lot of times I'll wait and like hear it as a whole instead of like hearing all the singles and stuff, which is why a lot of times if you ask me like, oh, have you heard this, or like, the new, like, because like before you showed me like the last single they put out, I hadn't heard it.
Yeah.
But it was kind of like, I don't know, like I like to keep that excitement, I guess, for hearing the full album and stuff.
That's fair. I just get too excited.
That's fair. That's
I don't buy the singles though. I won't buy them.
Yeah.
Because then I'll have 2 tracks of it at the end of the day. I'll have 2 copies of it because I'll get the full fucking album.
Yeah.
But hearing them just makes me more excited to listen to them in the car with the big speakers and everything.
Yeah.
Very excited. That so fucking far, it's just the Bodum, Whitechapel, and Mark Morton albums that we actually know the release dates of and stuff, or even names of. However, Amon Amarth is done with their album.
Yeah.
And they're actually filming their video in a week or so in Los Angeles. They put out a fucking press release for extras in their video, people in the Los Angeles area.
How far out is that?
Yeah, it's just like over 24 hours, I think. That's a long one, man. God damn it, is that not tempting, though?
Never mind, I thought you were talking about somewhere else. Yeah.
Los Angeles.
Yeah. It's late, I'm sorry.
It's deep.
Yeah.
It's about as deep as it gets, actually. But
somewhere I've always wanted to go.
Yeah, it'd
I'll
be
make
cool.
it there one day.
There was a fucking some guy I overheard talking the other day, and he was talking about having recently been to the Comedy Store and seen Joe Rogan. I was like, you son of a bitch. That would be epic to actually go to the Comedy Store. Like, oh my God. That'd be amazing. So yeah, I'd love to go to Los Angeles too one day. That'd be fucking insane. Well, you want to wrap this one up?
Anything else? I feel like.
Well.
Check out crowdkill.com/Bogwraith or just look stuff on the website.
That was really about it. Just some Bogwraith news.
Yeah.
You should.
Oh yeah, we got a playthrough coming out for Prophecy tomorrow.
For what?
Prophecy.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
On YouTube.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Or Facebook.
Facebook, YouTube,
all the social
everything.
media stuff. Yeah.
It'll be on Lost in the Darks too. I'll share it.
Yeah.
Fucking a playthrough video. Hell yeah. And yeah, what's the fucking go to the what website? You should. Can you post on Bogwraith? You should post that very same link you sent me, because that's a perfect link, and people should go there and click the crowd kill link for a ton of very fashionable Bogwraith items.
If
including and not exclusive to.
Well, I just let's leave the mystique of it.
Oh, you don't want to tell them some of the items?
It's
including
like
T-shirts and hoodies and your standards.
Yeah, there's but there's some other kind of cool stuff that like you don't really see all, and that's
some fun things.
Yeah, that's kind of why
some items for the ladies.
Yeah, we they don't discriminate. That's for sure.
Nope.
And there's some household.
Some nice household decor, to say the least.
Yeah. So I don't know. I was pretty psyched when I saw it. I think we were all kind of like what I was saying. Like I didn't know that that was even a thing that I mean, well, I don't know. Like, 'cause I guess when you think of like Kiss, what they did with the merch stuff, like anything's possible, really. But like, just seeing like, artwork for stuff that we've done on like tangible items.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, well, that's sick.
That's sweet.
I don't know. That was a thing I wanted till right now. Now that I'm looking at it.
Hell yeah.
And there's also, like, even on that website, there's a whole bunch of other bands that, like, really sick bands that have pretty similar, because it's all, I mean, they have a bunch of different products and stuff that they just put, artwork and stuff on, so.
Yeah.
But it's all super, like, death metal, slam stuff, so.
Some of them underground bands.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely check out some new fucking Bogwraith merch. Be sure to download the new single Monstrous. Monstrous is out now, and it is monstrous. It is fucking awesome. It's a great song. And just keep an eye out for some future things.
Yeah.
Hopefully, fingers crossed for some shows coming up soon, and maybe or maybe not some new music too following that single. I don't know. I'm just talking out of my ass. What do I know? I don't know shit. I don't know shit.
We'll see.
But
we'll see.
Yeah. So definitely, and as always, fucking support your local music. Get on fucking Crowdkill. Get on Bandcamp. Check out Bogwraith. Check out Bogwraith on the Facebook, the Instagram. Then hop right after you're done doing that. Hop on over to Lost in the Dark on Facebook and Instagram and YouTube. All of us on YouTube as well. Aaron is on YouTube himself with some drum videos. He's gonna get more of those posted soon. Hopefully, working on it. Some Black and the Cursed Sun.
Well, yeah. Oh, also, just to close out, because I was thinking about this and I've been holding on to it for the entire time.
Oh boy.
It's more just I don't know. Figure out like I don't know, like what's something like I don't know like something new you've been listening to, something like what you've been jamming to this week.
A lot of the new stuff that I got recently, like Luca, Insight. Lots of Insight. I actually bought the rest of the other 3 albums. Luca, Insight, and I can actually tell you. Hold on just a second. Well, that new that Suicide Silence tribute album. Oh
yeah. That's
I honestly just got that kind of like yesterday, but I've been listening to that a lot today. And the new Rivers of Nile album.
Finally giving that a spin.
I've given it a few spins now, and I like it. But yeah. Yeah, I guess this, in terms of the last few days, that's been pretty much it.
Oh yeah. I've been on like.
How about you? Yeah.
Like kind of all over the place. I've been really into this band called Greyhaven.
Okay. Who the fuck are they?
I don't know. They have like it's I guess the best way I can describe it is they put out an album. Well, they have 2 albums. Let me see. Cuz I'm blanking right now. Been up too long. The album that I've been listening to a lot is it's called Empty Black.
Okay.
And it came out last year. I found out about it after we made our list. That's another one that like you're gonna have.
We
those.
find so many.
Yeah, we got to do like a redux, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's I guess like the best way I can describe it is it's like Norma Jean with like Every Time I Die sort of like vocal style and like music style with like some Deftones parts thrown in there with some like I don't know, it's really different to me. Like I haven't, and like even when I was listening to it for the first time, Echoes and Dust Part 1 is really sick. 10 Dogs, Red Heaven. I don't know. It's just like it's hard to describe really because it's I don't know. It's just a good listen. I guess there's a lot of different stuff going on in it. It's really atmospheric to me, but it's also just like raw. So
Oh yeah.
I don't know if you're into that kind of thing. Some like almost like alarm clock riffs. A lot of those thrown in there. Just I don't know, some different like post-hardcore stuff. But it's got it. I think the vocalist is really a lot of times what catches me with it, because he's got like the way that he does like his like harsh screaming and like the singing. The mix of it is cool because it's not like, I don't know. He's got like songs where it's just like all singing, and there's other ones where it's kind of a mix of both.
Oh yeah.
So it's cool. I've been stuck on it since I've had it. And yeah, just a lot of like Fit for an Autopsy, like I was saying.
I need to give them a few more spins.
I would. A lot of
Oh, Cataclysm. I listened to that new Cataclysm album.
Oh yeah.
Meditations. I love that.
I gotta listen to that.
It's really, really good actually. Right now, besides this new stuff I'm just kind of wait. I just ordered a bunch of stuff like more Cataclysm, Suicide Silence, the first three. Fuck. Oh, and I'm still waiting on my copies of the those 1914 albums.
Oh,
I'm really excited
yeah.
about those. They're coming. They're on their way. I was nervous because I had to order them off Discogs from fucking the Ukraine. So, and like it took a while, but like as of a few days ago, like February 17th, it says they were in New York passing through. So, at some point.
Have you seen some of their pictures that they posted from their shows?
Yes, yeah, I did actually. I started following them on social media.
Yeah, it's like I really hope that they gain some traction and come through here.
Yeah, I really want them to come here. Like, if you've never heard of this 1914 band, they're kind of hard to find because their name is 1914. So you gotta like do some slightly deep searching. But what are the names of some albums helping them out?
Well, The Blind Leading the Blind is the most recent one that came out last year.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's, I don't know. They have a few more.
There's two. I think there's two full lengths.
Yeah.
There's only two full lengths. Cause I ordered them both.
Eschatology of War.
Yeah, I think that's the other one.
I don't know if that's hard. That came out in 2016.
Yeah.
I haven't actually listened to that. That, and even like looking at it now,
it's like gray and black cover. Yeah.
It's well, the new one and that one start the same way, so that's interesting.
What do you mean start the same way?
Like they got war in, war out.
Weird.
So, but yeah, they've been definitely reoccurring, and then just some good. Traders hardcore. I'm looking for, they got a new one coming out that I pre-ordered.
Oh yeah.
I've been into them a lot.
Everybody pre-order shit. Like I said earlier, if you go to Mark Morton's Facebook page right now, you can get a copy of his new album signed by him. If you go to Children of Bodom's Facebook right now, somewhere down the line you can find a link to pre-order a copy of Hexed that comes with a poster signed by Alexi. Like, that's
pretty cool.
The fucking, it sucks we can't go to the CD stores anymore and wait in line and stuff like that. But fucking A, if we can, if ordering online means I also get something signed by the artist, then fuck yes.
Yeah.
That's not a bad trade-off for today's, all things considered.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And then, just been getting back into like old Suffocation and Nile, especially this week.
Oh yeah.
Been motivating me, which I needed. So it's good to have that just blast of just like, extra kick.
I do actually have a quick question for you before we end. You recently had two firsts that I just kind of wanted to ask you about. You recently went to Red Lobster for the first time.
Really? I talk about that? I
didn't think
that was very specific.
In your life, though. You went to Red Lobster for the first time in your life.
You want to know the real reason?
What's the real reason?
I don't eat seafood.
Well, I got more than just seafood.
I know that, but like I don't know. It's just like I've never been like, I don't know. There's no real like reason for it. I've never.
It just blows my mind that you've never been to a Red Lobster.
Yeah, I don't
It's
like.
mind-boggling.
It just,
to me.
it just never sounded good to me. That and like, my dad.
Well, it's
had,
not that good.
Yeah, it's you know, it's yeah. I don't know. Like it was good, I guess. Like, you know, but it wasn't anything that like.
It's special.
Yeah, it's like when people say like, oh, like Chick-fil-A.
Yeah,
It's the
exactly.
best shit ever.
Exactly.
Like you gotta try it, and then like you get it. It's like it's a sandwich, and
then
some waffle fries.
I've tainted you, and you just eat that and go, well, it ain't no fucking Armando's. That's for goddamn sure.
Yeah.
And go fuck yourself.
Every time I eat Taco Bell, I'm like, oh, ain't on Armando's, but it'll do, I guess.
It'll do, I guess.
Yeah.
But
I'd rather, dude. I would so rather eat like homemade tacos than Taco Bell any day of
pretty
the week.
much, yeah.
If I can't have Armando's, like the next best thing is just like straight up.
So, you know, there's actually a new Mexican restaurant in Frandor that isn't terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you ever want to check that out. But
What was the other thing?
the other first that you recently had was your first con.
Oh yeah, that was
Your
sick.
first con. What'd you think of that?
It's kind of weird. Like it was awesome, but like there was just like to walk around and to just see like these people that I like watch movies that have been in. Wow, that was a really terrible, terribly word. Like I don't know, like.
You've watched their movies.
Yeah. let me slow down for a minute. Yeah, but just to, you know, see these actors and stuff and, you know, and be like in the same space as these people that I had watched for years. And, you know, they're just right there, just sitting at a table, like just hanging out.
Chilling.
Yeah. It was awesome, I guess. Like to see, I always forget the dude's name. The guy that played Jason.
Oh, fuck. I know his name.
I can't think of it right now, but him and the guy that played Leatherface.
Yeah.
To see both of them just kind of hanging out and like sitting in the same, like right next to each other, and then right across the way is
Sid Haig.
Yeah. It was just. What?
Yeah.
So I don't know. That was cool. And plus, like, I don't know, like, just it's the whole. I mean, as far as you know, subcultures and stuff and different things, like, it's cool to go to that type of thing and just to kind of, I don't know, just walk around and just see cool stuff and just like artists doing
That's a really cool artwork and stuff like that.
Like even whether it be like local stuff or people that have traveled,
and lots of it is local, honestly. Like,
so it's I mean it's and it like all it really made me want to do is just go to more of them because just to have that like experience and just to and like and there are a bunch of cool ones that are coming up too.
Yeah,
and like I was thinking about it. After the last one, because that was kind of the first, like you're saying, that was the first one I ever kind of, went to or whatever. And I was like thinking, if I ever had a chance to meet somebody that, I think Doug Bradley, that played Pinhead.
Yeah,
he's gonna be at one of them.
He's gonna be at the Motor City Nightmares.
Yeah, like if I ever had a chance to like ask him something, like
And according to Preston, because Preston's been to that one, and according to Preston at that one, it's even like almost less formal than the one we were just at. Like they all have booths, but they also just like walk around a lot of the time and like chill and shit. So like he was just chilling. Like Preston was just walking around and like ran into Jason Mewes.
Hell yeah!
Like so we could just be walking around and bump into Scotty and like.
Yeah, like I don't know. I was thinking about it because Linda Blair was at that last one.
Yep.
And like I don't know, one of the things I'd always wondered was like, she was like what, 14, like 13,
really young in that movie.
Yeah, like
The Exorcist.
What was that like? like how do you bounce back from that at the end of the day?
How do you bounce back from I'm gonna fuck you with this cross?
Yeah, yeah, and like puking on priests and stuff, and like to doing what you're doing now and stuff, or to have to snap out of that, I guess.
Yeah. Like go into and snap out of that.
Yeah.
Ugh.
The one that always got me was the girl from Halloween 4, the younger girl that played the main character.
Oh shit!
Who
Yeah.
got put through the fucking ringer.
God, I forgot
in that
about
movie.
That.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that, and I think she was younger than
Yeah,
The Exorcist.
probably.
So I don't know, like it's just one of those things that's like, you have the chance to talk to these people and to kind of like pick their brains and figure out like what it was like to work on something like that.
Yeah.
So, and and just I don't know, just all the cool artwork and stuff, and just local artists and everything. So that was cool.
It's a good time.
And the fact that we were just kind of hanging out, and I think I don't remember where we were at or whatever. I think we were like on the outside of it, and I don't remember who the wrestler was that was in like the full like garb.
Oh yeah. I know what you're talking about. I don't know who he was either.
Yeah, I remember like turning around and he was just right there. I was like, oh shit, okay, all right. So
full costume.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah, that was cool.
Do not fucking full Nelson me.
Yeah, because you could. Yeah, don't put me through this table here. Although it would probably be an honor, honestly.
Yeah, on some level.
Yeah. But
That'd be
yeah,
crazy.
yeah, no, it was sick.
Hell
And
yeah. Well, I'm glad you had a good time. And definitely, we'll have to go tomorrow. Maybe we'll even get out to that one this weekend that Mr. Vince Locke himself will be at.
Yeah.
Great Lakes. We're talking about the Astronomicon. And then, but this weekend is the Great Lakes Comic Con.
I was a little bummed that didn't get a chance to meet Dee Snider.
Yeah, didn't get Dee Snider or the voice of the Crypt Keeper.
Yeah.
But, bummer for sure. But,
He did talk about it on the last podcast.
Yeah, he did.
I don't know.
I was like,
yeah, that was cool.
God damn it. But, now I just have a insatiable burning desire to fucking meet him one day. So
Yeah.
we're on a quest now. But,
Oh yeah.
yeah, I'm glad you had a good time with that. And, yeah, we'll definitely have to hit some more this year for sure. It'd be cool to go to the Motor City one, Motor City Nightmares and the Motor City Comic Con. Definitely going to the Motor City Comic Con. Like, that's huge.
Yeah.
And the people from Rainn Wilson, the people from The Office will be there. The guys from Sons of Anarchy will be there. Like, yeah, that's going to be fucking amazing for me. So it's two of my favorite shows of all time.
Plus, it's it's for more so for like the horror ones. Like it feels like Halloween. Like it's October.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, it's like it's like,
yeah, everything's like all creepy and everything. And like, yeah, it's awesome. I do love that. It's like a metal show.
Yeah,
on some level.
it is. Yeah,
Yeah.
it kind of like takes you out of the regular.
Yeah.
So.
And the fucking awesome Detroit Ghostbusters are at like every
Yeah.
single one. Those guys are great.
We walked into the. I don't know if you covered it on the.
No,
one.
no.
Yeah, I just like walking into the bathroom and just seeing one of the dudes with the proton pack on.
yeah.
He's like, "Yes, I do have to take all this off."
Such a good proton pack too.
Yeah.
Like, holy shit! I think it had Slimer on it or
Yeah.
something. Like, oh my god, so fucking sick.
It was just one of those
that.
things where like I couldn't help but just like smile half the time. Just walking around, just seeing the stuff like, oh, like
Yeah,
that's
exactly. Everything just like, oh, so
Yeah.
cool. Like,
seeing the people at the little thing that they had set up, the Ghostbusters thing.
yeah,
Doing like just being so jazzed about it and like
taking the pictures with
Yeah.
proton packs on and everything.
yeah,
It's so awesome.
it's just cool. Yeah.
It's a great thing that they do. I love these things.
So.
So anyway, go to your cons, support your local bands, go to your local cons, support your local artists, all the fun stuff. Follow Bob Graith on Facebook. Check out their new merchandise on crowdkill.com. And be sure to follow us on all the social media platforms. We're especially active. And like I always say, if you have any music suggestions, movie suggestions, TV show suggestions, let us know. If you have any ghost stories, cryptid encounters, or anything like that, UFO sightings, please let us know. We'd love to hear about that. Reach out on Instagram or YouTube or whatever. And yeah, anything else? We good to go?
Yeah.
All right.
That's about it.
Fucking A. that is it from Lost in the Dark, probably for the rest of this week, and we'll be back. We'll be back fucking strong next week. And until then, I hope you all have a fucking great weekend, and keep your fucking horns held high. Good night.